Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome to a special edition of RHAP Mafia. Now, this is a program that does happen in the patron group for the patrons with Rob about once a month-ish, sometimes twice a month. It's always a good time. Tonight is a special edition. That's why you get to see it over here live on Twitch and YouTube. Tonight, we're doing RHAP Podcasters Edition of Mafia. Now, this is going to be very fun. I was in the Zoom call with the players just now, right before I came over to you folks. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Listen, I'm excited. That's all I've got to say to you is I'm excited. Okay, that's all you need to know is that I am excited and I'm here ready to watch this all play out. But I'm also excited because I'm not doing this alone. I'm also excited because I'm here with someone who I'd like to think is a good friend of mine. Of course, she's not just a friend. It's my partner in everything. It's Liana Boris. Hello.
But you say she's just a friend. Oh, baby.
You.
Great start. Look, this is going to be so much fun. This is going to be such a mess. There's already mess going on in the background, in the chat, in the DMs, and I can't wait to see how everybody plays today. And no other way to describe it but mess.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, I'm here every time there's a Mafia game that happens and I take notes and I make the wrong predictions. I'm just here to have fun. And I know we're guaranteed fun here as well tonight. Now, Liana, are you excited for Mafia?
I believe I covered that. Yes. Look,
Tell me more. Tell me more about your Mafia experience.
I've played a couple games of Mafia, especially when the whole quarantine thing started. We were looking for ways to connect, looking for ways to hang out, and Mafia was one of those that was at the top of the list. And I've had the wonderful pleasure of watching you give commentary on some of the Mafia games that have been played in the patron Facebook group. Plug for the patron community out there. That's right. Now to see people that have been on podcasts together, have been in drafts together, have competed against each other in other ways and other orgs. This is really just going to be a complete blast having everybody together. The caliber of players, like always, is top notch.
Yeah, and let me keep it 100% with you. I will be passing judgment. Some of it might be wrong. Some of it might be accurate. I've played Among Us with a lot of these people too. So I'm going to speak like I'm 10 out of 10 sure of what I'm saying. You don't take it as fact. Some of it could be very, very wrong. Some of it will be right. Some of it might be funny. Who knows? We'll see. I did see someone in the chat. By the way, we're live on both YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to be in either or chat, you know where to find it. So question from Scott says, can we get a small rundown of this game for us noobs that haven't played or watched? So Jordan will explain the roles, I believe, before they start. So you're set there as far as the roles go. But Mafia, basically, and Liana's here to correct me if I'm wrong, as always, is a social strategy deduction game where there are 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 in this instance of the game, 3 teams that are all vying for a victory. You've got the innocent townspeople, you've got the Mafia, and then in Jordan's world, you've also got the Killer Miller team. And everyone's goal is to be the last one standing, pretty much. The townspeople, for the most part, their big benefit where they can get the most kills in is when they vote people out. That's where they want to try and get the right people out. The Mafia can be killing people at night. The Killer Miller can also be doing that. But they have different methods and capabilities of doing them. And those are things that Jordan will explain to you in depth because he's way more well-versed in Mafia than we are.
Right. I think the thing I would add is that it's, like you said, a social strategy game that's played in rounds. So you have the daytime round and you have then the nighttime round. And depending on the role that everyone was assigned, you have specific capabilities during either the daytime or the nighttime. And you will get to potentially kill somebody or vote somebody out, depending on where you are in that round. And so after each round, the game progresses forward. And what I love about Mafia is the fact that everybody is just thrown together in one big room, one big town square, if you will, and you can't have separate conversations. Everybody's going to hear everything that you say. And so the way that you play the game has to account for the fact that there are no secrets in Mafia.
There's 0 secrets in Mafia, and you really can't escape. Unlike other games, the camera is on. If you flinch, they will take note of the flinch and they will use it against you. If you say something wrong, if you turn red, they will see it and use it against you. It is very cutthroat, but very fun, very messy. And there's going to be a time limit, of course, for each round. So we will also have that covered for you. I added a little stopwatch extension on my computer so you know I'm professional. Now, speaking of professionals, Liana, we've got this lovely man here. He doesn't know we can see him yet. He said he's ready. Should we just pass the mic over to him?
I think, should we tell him that he's on the screen, or should we just wait and see what happens?
I'll tell him. Jordan, people can see you. We haven't passed it off to you completely. Just give us a quick hello. How are you doing?
Doing great. Getting ready for this very exciting version of Mafia with all the RHAP podcasters. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's going to be a pretty crazy game with some of these huge personalities.
Well, I can't wait for you to run us through all the roles, introducing everybody that's playing. Make sure you tell us all the roles, just so that some of these roles, I don't think I'm going to be doing a good job of explaining.
Sure.
Right,
I'm gonna do a quick a rundown before we start, and we'll have everyone introduce themselves as well.
There you go, D-Schoolish, baby. Take it away.
All right, everyone can wake up. All right, so welcome to the town of Stone Creek. As you can see, the RHAP podcasters have taken over. They've moved in, but some of them are evil. Some of them are in the Mafia. Some of them are on the Killer Miller team, and it's the job of the town to figure out who those people are. So before I tell everyone what the roles are, let's introduce everybody, and we're going to go in alphabetical order, starting with AJ.
Oh, hello. My name is AJ. I'm from Georgia. I use he, him pronouns, and I sometimes talk about Big Brother for some reason.
All right, Allie.
Hey, everyone. I am in New York. I use she, her pronouns. Well, now I don't do anything because the challenge just ended, but I normally co-host the challenge or RHAP up with someone else on the call. Bye.
All right, Asia.
What's up, everybody? I'm Asia. I live in Houston, Texas. I use she, her pronouns, and I sometimes talk about Big Brother. I definitely talk about Married at First Sight, and then a little bit of Survivors.
All right, Beth.
Hi, everybody. My name is Beth Dixon. I use she, her pronouns. Happy Pride, and I help with the RuPaul's Drag Race RHAP-ups.
All right, Brian Cohen.
All right, I'm Brian, not Scally. I use he, him pronouns, and I co-host the Challenge podcast with someone else on this panel.
And we have Scally.
I am Brian Yes Scally. I use he, him pronouns. I am from New York, and I talk about Love Island, Big Brother, or whatever else.
All right, up next is Shannon. Fantastic. They can't hear me? I'm too low. My microphone is right here. What do they want? Interesting. I'm turning my microphone even more towards my face, and let's mute Chantel.
Hi, I'm Chantel. I'm an Aquarius from Toronto, she, her pronouns, and I have no idea how to play this game, but I will do anything that RHAP asks me to do. So I'm here.
All right. Chappelle.
Hi, I'm Chappelle. I too have no clue what I'm doing here, but I am podcasting about whatever y'all want me to podcast about, and coming to whatever game you want me to come to. And I use he, him pronouns. Thank you.
And we have Grace.
Grace Leader from Toronto. I use she, her pronouns. Been on an assortment of podcasts on RHAP, Survivor, Big Brother, Wrestling, Taskmaster, all that fun stuff.
And Jenny.
I'm Jenny. I am from Toronto, but I live outside of Toronto. She, her pronouns. And I dabble. I do a little bit of the Big Brother stuff. Sometimes you hear me on Survivor things, and I'm just I go wherever I'm wanted. Oh, yeah,
the goat.
That's
it.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Kirsten.
Hello, I'm Kirsten. I am in Victoria, Canada. I use she, her pronouns, and I talk about hot dummies on islands. Wherever there's a hot dummy on an island, I'm there to talk about it.
Next up, we have Mari.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mari Forth. I'm here in Washington, D.C. I'm the co-host of the Wrestling RHAP podcast, and any Big Brother, Survivor, anything else RHAP has me do, I will do it. Yes, that's it.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah, I'm Matt Scott, and my pronouns are he, him, his, and I'm in Washington, D.C., and co-host with Mari of the Wrestling RHAP. And I will podcast about things when people call on me. I have no clue how to play this game. From New Jersey. Lots of experiences with Mafia I can't talk about.
All right, from Full Bloom Studios, we have Mike Bloom.
Hello. Like Matt, I'm from New Jersey. Like Matt, I have no idea how to play this game. Like Matt, he, him, his. Also, I podcast about literally every topic in existence.
All right, and from a room with a wrinkled green sheet, we have Rob. No, you're muted. You have to unmute.
Rusty. My name is Rob Sesternino. Use he, him pronouns. I'm very happy to be doing anything podcasting adjacent right now and can't wait to play Mafia.
Yes, and we have Sasha.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sasha Joseph, she, her pronouns. I'm from the Bay Area, and I feel like I'm the resident judger because I'm on all these fun judgmental podcasts with The Lists and 90 Day Fiance, where that's all I do. So I'm excited to do that here.
All right, and rounding out our cast, we have Shannon.
Hi, I'm Shannon. She, her pronouns. I'm from Australia. I feel like that's far away enough that I don't need to give a city. I'll just give the whole country. And I host global Survivor coverage in RHAP, currently Survivor South Africa. So if you're not watching that, check it out. I'm going to plug that.
All right, so you have met our town. And before we start our game, the first round is going to be 5 minutes. I'm going to do a quick rundown for the listeners of the roles that we have in this game. So there are 3 teams. The first team is the Mafia. The Mafia has 3 players. The second team is the Killer Miller team. The Killer Miller team has 2 postmen on their team. When the Killer Miller makes a kill, the person that they kill will have a guess as to the identity of the Killer Miller. If wrong, that person will be dead like any other kill. If they are right, that person will be back in the game. The Killer Miller will be dead. And the postmen do not act at night. However, when they are killed, whether it's by a vote or whether it's at night, that person will have a drag. So there'll be up to 2 drags in this game because there are 2 postmen. So when they die, they will drag somebody out of the game. The Killer Miller and postmen do know each other's identities. On the town team, the third team is the town. We have the doctor. The doctor gets to save every night. They cannot save the same person in back-to-back nights. They can save themselves, but the back-to-back nights thing still applies, so they can't save themselves in back-to-back nights. We have the detective. The detective every night gets to investigate. They will either find out if the person that they investigated is in the Mafia or is not in the Mafia. Then we also have a new role. We have the Tony Vachos. The Tony has a bag of tricks that includes 2 Killer Miller team detections. So they only get to investigate twice during the game. The person that they investigate, they will find out if that person is on the Killer Miller team, so that either if they're a Killer Miller or a postman, or if they're not on the Killer Miller team. They can't use both investigations in the same night. The Tony also has a save. It works just like the doctor save, except it's a one-time thing. So they don't once they use it, they don't have it for the rest of the game. These are our roles. We have 3 teams, and I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock starting now.
Matt, I laughed at your Mafia joke, but I was muted, so I felt like I didn't get like the laughter it deserved.
No
I
worries.
felt making a good joke on Zoom these days.
Yeah, when you're making an audience in a
practice.
muted group.
Or people don't hear you. So what was that? What was that?
Okay. Sorry,
You're breaking up.
Breaking up.
Right.
So what are we supposed to like suss
So,
out?
so now, yeah.
Wait, no one died though.
So
What's
how's
up?
everyone's day?
Yeah,
You
so
have 5 to
basically we're
hang.
gonna vote based on like nothing in 5 minutes because Kalish is like mean.
My least favorite round. We have
That's
nothing
evil.
to
We
go
just
on.
covered Survivor
Yeah.
Pullout, and this is exactly what they did.
Would like to take the opportunity to say that the Tony Vlachos role in this game is one of the wildest things I've ever seen in my life. I sent a screenshot of the role to Jordan earlier today, and I said, WTF, what is this?
Very extra like Tony is though, so I feel like it's aptly named.
You haven't played Mafia with Jordan recently. The roles have gotten absolutely out of control. Like this is
Very
not even
chaotic.
scratching the surface.
Oh God! Well,
Like Eliza can show up and be like, no, and then somebody else, and it's like it's a stick, and then I get out anyway. I don't know.
It's a stick.
Literal Eliza is going to show up.
Okay.
We did Three Amigos one time. That was wild.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say, if anybody is going to kill me in the first round, their podcast is canceled.
I thought you were going to ask to be killed. You were going to say,
Drag Race
Rob,
starts in
Rob is
2
the only one
weeks,
who,
so I
who
can't
has
do
this
it.
card. He can play it.
I
Or
want to request.
Rob, you take one for the team, and you should be like, "It's okay, vote me out."
Oh, that would be
I mean, I don't have this power, but also if you kill me, I'm also going to cancel your podcast. But I don't have that power. But
Maybe you cancel it online. I'm gonna be like, hashtag the Rob is over party.
God.
Oh no.
I think Rob would be more willing to die early if he hadn't just spent the last 2 weeks moving. Right now,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
that's true. I want to be here.
Yeah.
Thinking of it all wrong.
Well,
You could have.
yeah.
You could
Don't make
be
me go back
muted
out there. Yeah.
with your camera off.
I'm so like I'm interested in what's behind that green curtain, to be honest. But
No.
You don't want to know.
Oh no.
So mysterious. I thought you were gonna like green screen a background. And then I was
Yeah,
like,
me
oh, I
too.
know.
Yeah.
not a screen.
You know what? It
He
turns
thought
out you
that
can't.
too.
A couple of weeks ago I said Chromebooks are great, but not for. You can't do green screen on a Chromebook on Zoom.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
eating those words
Mm.
down.
Guys, are we just gonna not talk about it and then just vote randomly?
Well,
I mean, what is there a discussion?
Leave
You
nothing-
could also
Wait.
we can also abstain from voting in the
True.
as well. So
Well, then how would that work?
technically,
So-
from nominating,
abstaining-
right?
So
You
there's
nominate, you have to
six?
nominate.
Yeah.
No. Wait, don't
Yeah,
abstain
so-
because then the mafia would just gang up and kill.
Yeah.
the-
No,
I
so
think-
Because there's
but then
six
so
bad
we're just
guys.
gonna
We
take a
have
blind shot.
we have a pretty good shot if people just like trust their gut of probably hitting a bad guy if we do.
But
So
gut,
Shan-
But no
gut.
guts.
I
I
don't know
need help.
about
I
that.
need
No,
help.
that's up to you to determine. I don't know. I can only speak for my gut, and my gut currently doesn't know what to do.
I think
well,
talking
I'm a
about
good
What
it,
your
guy.
gut says.
Shannon,
You can
the
take
thing,
me out of contention.
I think about with the first round is like, sure, you're looking at people and you're like, who's really into it, who's doing their nails during this. But I think it's like I don't want to say like, oh, Shannon, I'm not suspicious of you necessarily. But like,
minute.
oh, Shannon, I'm suspicious of you. And then if we talk about it based on gut sus, which is nothing,
Right.
then the mafia can really jump in and be like, oh, that person's on my team, so I'm gonna vote there. So it like
Okay.
hurts the good people to be discussing it. I think based on nothing in the first.
I've
round.
also seen it a million times
Right.
where like
Yeah.
somebody says something like silly and then like everybody just piles on that one person.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
I don't know. The first
I
round
just-
is so silly. I don't know.
Yeah, I just didn't realize we were just gonna be talking about Rob's green screen for
30
just
seconds.
5 minutes.
I mean, we can, but again, I think you're gonna get somebody good knocked
didn't wanna
out if
lag.
you like discuss it. Because now we're gonna
'Cause
hear
we have no
the two
one
nominees.
I'd be annoyed if I died because I brought it up.
Yeah.
No,
fair.
I think it's a good,
Fair.
it's a
Yeah.
good instinct.
Shannon's
to
like,
wanna
get the
discuss
game
it.
on.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing? What are we here to do?
That
I
is
didn't wake up
very
early
much.
to
That's
talk
very
about
much
screen
Shannon
screen.
though. Like, cut the malarkey. Let's get down to business.
Nice.
Is it
Second.
advantageous though? Is it advantageous to just nominate random people?
Okay, so before we get to the first nomination and vote, I'm just going to walk you through this part really quickly. Under the first nominations column, this is where you are going to be voting. Everyone has to nominate. There's no abstaining from nominations. We're going to vote. The two people with the most nomination totals will be up for the vote. On the actual vote, the nominees will each give 30 seconds defending themselves, and after those 30 seconds are up for each player, everyone else who's not a nominee will vote. You could either choose one of the nominees or you could abstain. If more than half of the voters abstain, there is no vote, nobody will die. However, if less than half of the voters abstain, the nominee with more votes will be out of the game, and then we'll go to the nighttime. So I see people have started to nominate. Please do that now if you haven't done so yet. I will reveal the votes once everyone has nominated. Just waiting for a few more. Make sure you're in your own row. Make sure that you can't ever nominate or vote for yourself in Mafia. Not that you ever want to, but it's not allowed. Just waiting for Sasha and Shannon's vote, and then I can reveal. Okay. The votes are in. Just making sure that nobody has themselves in their list. Okay. I'm going to reveal the votes. The two people with the most nominations are Brian Cohen and Rob Sesternino. Brian had 4, Rob had 3, a bunch of people had 2, a couple of people had 1. Those are not enough. So Brian and Rob, please unmute.
It's like frickin' sequester all over again.
I know. You want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Well, I know no one's going to kill Rob after that whole thing, so I'm pretty much dead man walking. But I'm part of the town, so I would appreciate you keeping me so I can try to help you guys out. So, I mean, if you want to kill Rob, that'd be great, but I don't know if anyone wants to get fired. So I guess you could abstain. That would be nice. Keep us both in the game. No one died the first night. But yeah, I'm part of the town.
Now, I distinctly said, don't kill me first if you don't want to get your podcast canceled. And I see a couple people want to live dangerously tonight. Okay? But seriously, I haven't been podcasting in 2 weeks. I'm just happy to be here. Let's abstain. You don't have to kill Brian Cohen. You don't have to kill me. Let's get some more information.
All right. So 30 seconds are up for both players. I need everyone who is not a nominee under first vote to either choose Brian Cohen, Rob Sesternino, or abstain. If more than half of the voters abstain, nobody will die. If we have less than half of the voters abstaining, whoever has more votes between Brian and Rob will be out of the game. So please make your selection now.
Rob,
Brian.
Mike voted for you and he's on my podcast. Does that cancel my podcast or can we just kick off Mike?
You'd satisfy a lot of commenters if you did the latter.
Just waiting for Chappelle. Okay, Chappelle's vote is in. It looks like all the votes are in. I will reveal. We had 4 votes for Brian Cohen. However, 11 of you abstained. That is a majority of voters. Nobody is dead. Everyone go to sleep. Have a good night.
I was going to be so sad.
So
Mess. What did I say? Mess.
Big mess. So right out the gate, let's ask the question that I think everyone is going to ask, which is, should you abstain or not in the first round?
I mean, I'm a fan of abstaining the first round. I think that the likelihood of you taking a shot and missing one of the members in the Mafia, the Killer Miller team is pretty high, just based on the numbers, right? Based on probability. I think what's most beneficial in that first round is to try to start reading people, try to get a sense of, all right, Shannon's all about business, but that's just who Shannon is also, right? So it's like, how do you take that information? Rob, with the added leverage, what do you do with that information? I mean, certainly I don't want my podcast canceled. So I'm also, like Shannon, a little upset at Mike for willing to vote for Rob. But we get a pure abstention here, and we're moving in with no one eliminated in the daytime round.
Yeah, I think for the sake of television, I think this was the right move because it does get us one less person out the game. Because obviously now the round starts, Mafia can and will kill every night. Killer Miller has the opportunity to abstain from killing one night. So we're almost guaranteed to lose 2 people here now out the gate. I mean, the first round is also the hardest for commentary because I can't really give you much to go off of based on the first round conversation. There's not a lot. Like Rob's green screen got way more coverage than anyone else's like sus levels. So
well, I think what's going to be interesting here is we have a varying levels of experience when it comes to playing Mafia. Allie, for example, steps in. She has played probably the most out of anybody here and knows so much that's going on. Meanwhile, you have Chappelle, who's literally texting me being like, are we supposed to be doing something? So that's the other level of experience.
Chappelle is mess. Chappelle is big mess, always mess. I was on Twitter today, and he was tweeting, and I was like, "Is this 2 a.m? I was like, I shouldn't be seeing these tweets at 4 p.m, man. What are you doing?" But yeah.
So anyway,
Shout out
so I think that's something that's very interesting to think about because we have varying levels of experience. I think what's interesting also though to note are those 4 votes on Brian, because you have Matt Scott, Scally, Chantel. Did Brian Cohen vote for? No. Oh, Kirsten, Jenny, Grace, and Scally. That all were the ones who voted for
the
Brian
other,
Cohen.
the
other.
Brian,
And I
yes,
wonder-
Scally.
Yeah, Brian, Scally. And what does that mean? Is it someone who just wants to play for chaos? Kirsten, 100% believe it. Or is there some information here that we can get out of these 4 votes?
I ultimately think that well, the votes were also messed because it was 4-3 to 2 to 2. So the RHAP vote might not have even happened. Like one
Right.
person votes differently, Mike Bloom's up there defending himself. So really, there's not a lot to go off of there. Brian could have been hit with he was quiet, so I voted him. We'll see in the next round what comes out of that. But ultimately, I really don't think that I have much to go off of here. I may have watched Rob play every single Mafia he's played with the patrons, and even then, I can't tell you right now if he's got any nefarious role. I think Rob's happy to be back. Like I think Rob's just happy to be chilling, happy to be back with the squad. So he's just living his life.
I think so too. It's to just keep me in as long as possible. I need some social interaction.
Yeah. To give everyone a little bit of who else has played Mafia that we know of, I know of. AJ plays Mafia, has played in the Jordan Kalish Mafia games. I've seen him in there. Brian Cohen has also played. Grace has also played. All great. Jenny has played once or twice. I think she's played once that I know of, and then she also played a Patron Mafia game. Kirsten has played the games as well. Am I missing anybody? I mean, obviously, and Rob has been playing. Everyone else, Scally, I think, has also played. Yeah. So that's kind of that's all you have from us as far as the who's played what. And now here's what I like to do. Give me a prediction, Liana. When Jordan's beautiful face pulls up on the camera and he's ready to go, who is he going to pronounce as dead? Shoot your shot.
That's tough. I mean, my go-to is, all right, you want somebody who might be leading the town out. So do you take out an Allie? Do you take out a Shannon? Someone who you think is going to take charge, step in, and really run the show? Do you take out someone who has a lot of experience? Do you want to take out Rob right away? I don't know. I think there are a lot of things to consider. I mean, if look, not gonna lie, Allie has a lot of experience, okay? That's terrifying. If it was me in a killer role, I'd take out Allie.
I have a different opinion on that because as a Mafia, I'd be too scared to go after the obvious person because they're also going to be most likely to get doctored by the doctor unless the doctor's selfishly going to defend themselves.
That's possible.
If I'm like the most town person in the world, I am going to block the person who I believe is town. Just a quick clarification question. See Jordan on, Jordan Kalish on, ready to go. Jordan in the chat asks, does the Mafia know who each other are? Yes. The Mafia, the 3 of them know who they are. They're in a group chat with Jordan, and at the nighttime, they deliberate to decide who they're going to kill together as a unit. They're the only group, I believe, that can talk to each other. I think with the 2 postmen, do the 2 postmen talk to each other? I'm not 100% on that, but I know for sure
they know of each other, but they don't talk to each other.
There you go. So they know of each other, but they don't talk to each other. There you go. All right, that's what you needed to know there. Leon, any other last things you want to say?
I just want to see what happened. Let's take it back to Jordan.
Let's take it back to Jordan. Let's change screen here. Unmute him. All right, Jordan, we are ready to hear more from you.
All right, everybody can wake up. And Puya, can they hear me now? All right, sounds good. I'm going to wake everybody up. You're all in the game going into last night because you abstained in the first round. So last night, 2 of you were killed. And since this is a Killer Miller game, I'm going to ask everyone to keep their cameras on until I tell you otherwise. So the 2 people that are dead are Beth and Scally. However, Scally was killed by the Killer Miller. So Scally, you have a guess as to the Killer Miller's identity. If you're correct, you're back in the game. The Killer Miller will be out. If you're wrong, you are dead.
Obviously random. I will guess. Let's go with Mari.
Mari is not the killer Miller. So Scally, you are dead. Beth, you are dead. But Beth has a job to do because Beth is a postman. Beth, who are you dragging out?
All right. Well, listen. I'm trying to look around and see who would do such a horrible thing to me. And I'm going to drag. Oh gosh. Just looking around. Let's drag Mike Bloom.
Scally, Beth, Mike Bloom are all dead. 4 minutes on the clock. And you can
Oh my God.
Direct hit to the Mafia. Thank you, Mafia, for doing our job.
Bloodbath.
Wow.
Jordan's all like, I
That was
don't pick the
quick.
rules, and then Beth, host of the Drag Race podcast, drags somebody in the face. I don't know.
This is how you repay me for tipping you off that AMC you voted for me. What the heck was that? I make you money and you try to kill me?
Yeah. not enough. Not enough money.
My God, now I remember why I never played these games. Oh, so
Savage,
intense.
right?
That's why I never do. I get nominated first, and no matter what I do and everything I do.
So wait, who would
All right, Brian, I was
Brian?
nominated too. It's over. Come on. We gotta
who
move
would
on.
kill
I was
Beth
gonna
and
nominate-
Scally?
I was gonna nominate Mike Bloom, and then Rob, when you threatened to cancel the pod, I voted for you.
She jumped
You
at
wanted-
the
you wanted
opportunity.
it to-
She
yeah.
wants out.
I wish you would.
Allie was like,
respond well to
"Please."
threats.
Ellie said, "Oh, you're threatening me." Bet.
Yeah. No, it was lucky because I don't host one. So I was like, yes.
Same.
Rob. I had the same to lose.
I was like, well, what are you going to cancel? Like the podcast next week? Are you going to find somebody else to watch Redacted for next week? Like, hilarious.
So we do this again. We just make meaningless
Yeah.
small talk.
Well, no, so
okay.
now-
No.
no.
We should
Oh,
see.
okay.
We should
That's not
see.
meaningless, okay?
So now,
know,
now
Shannon,
we have
this
a
is
little
also-
bit more information, right? So
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
people have
Right.
kind of go off of that. I'll go first. I'll say I did want to abstain yesterday, but I have a firm never abstain policy in Mafia, so I did have
I
to
just felt
vote.
bad.
Couldn't vote
Oh,
for
okay.
Rob, so I voted for Brian Cohen. I'm sorry, Brian.
I had the exact same stance in that I just thought that maybe the right move was to try and take a shot in the first round. I honestly almost abstained, but I thought that maybe everyone else was going to feel the same way and was
2
just going
minutes.
to take a
Can I-
shot. So
Can I ask that? I
Okay,
did vote
sure.
for Brian because again, I have the same thing where I typically don't abstain. Like I
Wow.
almost never abstain. But Rob, I was thinking about. I don't think you said that you were town. You just said let's both abstain.
Yeah.
I mean,
your role,
everybody says
Rob?
they're
Thank you,
town.
Grace.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Rob, you didn't say it.
You
You
didn't.
just didn't
on
I didn't
it.
say. I feel like
Sus,
everybody always
Rob.
says that.
No, I always feel like it's like a Freudian slip if you are on the bad team that you don't say it in your speech. I was gonna vote for you, but I knew I didn't have the vote, so I abstained. But thank
So
you, Grace.
you're
for
leading a
bringing that up.
charge against
That's a good
Rob
point.
now.
So
No, I
people
voted for
think-
him. I already voted for him.
Calculated.
I mean,
It's quite specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm
who
just
would-
telling you my feeling in Mafia, and people who've played with me know I say that when you notice that someone doesn't say it, it's usually I think a tell. You don't
Okay,
have to
everyone's
vote for
saying it in
Rob.
the
That's
future.
But I feel like that is like we always
Yeah.
think. I'm wondering what the
1
statistics on
minute.
that actually being in a.
Okay, 1 minute.
We'd
But
have-
who
so we
would
vote
go?
Rob?
Hold on.
Are we voting out Rob, Ellie?
That's
No,
it.
you don't-
'cause I
no,
didn't
no,
say
no.
I was in this. I'm in the town.
You don't. I don't. Not really like that, right?
Look, I think whoever would kill Beth and Scally, they are strategic, and I feel like they are experienced at this game. So we should look at people who have played this before.
Who plays
Probably
Mafia all the time?
Definitely
Had
Chappelle.
Scally played before?
No.
Scally played
Chappelle was
Sally
never
has
had.
never played before.
No.
Okay.
Does
that's-
Scully have beef with anybody?
25
Question.
seconds.
If June has beef with
Guys,
Sally,
I really need to go more
take it up with
direction.
me.
Scally, imagine.
I mean, Shannon, you should vote how you want to vote, right? It's not like we team up to
15.
vote because that
Like
against
tribal.
Thought someone would be
Yeah.
able to tell me who was guilty.
Herd
10
mentality.
seconds.
I'm
Also,
more
the mafia can
suspicious
just
by Rob's
jump on
lack
it for
of
like, yeah, we're all
response
voting for.
by
Then the
it,
mafia
right?
can just vote.
5
Right, you said
seconds.
And the killer.
Yeah.
names.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We're at a real disadvantage as the town.
Okay. It is time to go to the spreadsheet. Second nominations. Make sure you're in your own row. Choose who you're nominating. Seeing some votes, waiting for the rest of the votes. Just waiting for, actually, no, everybody's in. All right, I am going to reveal our nominees are AJ Norris and Rob Cesternino with 3 votes each. Ali and Kirsten each had 2. Bunch of people had 1. AJ and Rob, please unmute.
Hello.
Let me go first.
Oh,
AJ,
fine, go
please,
then.
please.
Okay.
Let me start off by saying I'm in the town. This is the dumbest thing ever that I'm gonna get now. People are piling on because I didn't say that I was in the town. Everybody says they're in the town. That's every single time you play this game. Everybody says, "Oh, I'm obviously in the town. I don't have a special role. If I had a special role, I would say I had a special role. But I'm just a basic townsperson." That I felt like that goes without saying. That everybody says that. Kill AJ if you want, or abstain, but don't kill me. Okay?
All right, AJ. You're muted, AJ.
My B, thank you, Jordan. Hi, y'all. I'm a town. And I'm saying this straight up forward. Unlike Rob Cesternino, who is a shady mother, you know what? I think y'all should kill this man. Like, who is this guy? He threatening your jobs? Like, how dare he? Pitchforks and riot sticks and torches and burn him by the stake. Thank you.
All right. So under second vote, you can either choose Rob, you could choose AJ, or you can abstain. So please do that now. All right. The votes are in. And by a very close vote, 6-5, with one person abstaining, AJ is dead. Everybody can go to sleep. And please turn off your cameras.
That was a close one.
Yeah, that was really close. So we got 5-6 votes where Rob barely stays. We had 1 abstain coming from Matt Scott. Otherwise, he could have potentially tied it up there if he had voted for Rob.
Oh my God, imagine a tie.
That's so wild. The interesting thing to me right now is that same voting block who all voted for Brian in that first round. Grace, Jenny, Kirsten still voted together. All nominated AJ and all voted for AJ. Do you think that means anything?
It could be very big coincidence, potentially, but no, I think it's coincidence. Because like it would be more interesting to me if they like each voted someone, like one of them voted AJ, one of them voted Rob, one of them voted Ali, and then they all voted AJ. Like if then they united, because otherwise it's just there's no way they could be that organized.
They all nominated AJ and then they all voted for AJ.
I mean, it's always great when your nominee's there, because so here's my thing. When I nominate someone, even if they're good and like the speech helps, I kind of want them to leave because I don't want to deal with so why'd you nominate me? Like, I'm not about to do that because like you've seen how the conversations go. The focus was all on Rob and not saying he's a townsperson in that first round. So definitely it's one of those things where I don't want the focus on me, especially if I'm any type of role. I'm not about that life. Real quick, for those of you who have the voting sheet access, you need to refresh at the end of every vote round so you can see the updated list. That's the main takeaway there. Otherwise, it's the link should be there in the chats and you have access to it. Okay. Do you believe Rob? That's my question to you.
I think part of it, can you imagine moving and then finally this being the first thing and being that you're doing and being put on the ropes, I would act the same way as Rob. So it's tough for me to think.
I'd be like, yo, what are you talking about?
What is your problem, bro? I'm sorry to say I was part of the town. I was a part of the town. And then AJ straight up just being like, I am the town. Light the town on fire.
Sam, can you go to the Facebook group and post the link in the Facebook group, please? And thank you.
Mass.
Well, thank you, Mike. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sorry to see you go.
Sorry to see you get dragged. That's brutal. That's so
losing
brutal.
3 people in Scally, Beth, and Mike in the first
That
round
was
was
hard.
a lot.
That's hard.
I love that. With talking about absent, I was I'm pro absent in this game because we'll save a person. Didn't matter. We started round 2 with 3 people down. So.
Right. I mean, who would have thought? So the Killer Miller goes for Scally here, who guests Mari. Obviously, that ends up being wrong. So we, this is like an anti-drag race Mafia. Even Scally's a drag race fan, like big drag race fan. So it's like Beth, Mike, brutal. But do you think that tells us anything about the potential targets? Who picked who?
Who picked who? So you're talking about with regard to Scally thinking Mari?
Yeah, either
Beth
the Killer
dragging
Miller,
Mike?
right? The fact that the Killer Miller picked Scally, does that tell us anything? The fact that Mafia picked Beth, does that tell us anything?
I think it's just one of those things where I think Scally makes the pick on Mari because I think whoever picked Scally is someone who doesn't interact with Scally a whole lot and is also banking on Scally not being saved right away because he's more of a quiet person anyway. So I think that's why they're picking him, being like, well, I'm not part of people that he talks to, so maybe I can get away with getting rid of him without him pointing a finger at me. That's the move there. As far as Beth dragging Mike, there's really not much information. All that does to me is say that Mike wasn't part of the Killer Miller team, but he's gone, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, I'm seeing Jordan's beautiful face real quick. Who's dead?
Oh gosh. I think you want to keep Rob around. So I think you take a shot at somebody. I don't know. Like I would take a shot at one of Jenny, Kirsten, or Grace. That's who I'm taking a shot at. Yeah.
I'm gonna say someone who's been somewhat quiet so far. Still, I'm gonna go with Sasha.
Or
We'll
Matt
see.
would be
Right.
a good shout there.
Mhm,
He screams
mhm.
town.
He abstained. You want to vote. You want people to kill people. Okay. All right. Let's jump on over to here. Oh yeah. Also, Mari was confirmed not Killer Miller, so she could be targeted. It's a good shout, Cameron. It's a good shout. All right. Let's go over here and let's do this. All right, Jordan. We're ready for you to take it away.
All right. Everybody can wake up. Okay. Gonna wait for all the alive people to turn their cameras on. In the middle of the night, we again had 2 deaths. The 2 people that are dead are Jenny and Kirsten. But Jenny was killed by the Killer Miller. So Jenny, you have an opportunity to get back into the game if you correctly guess the Killer Miller's identity.
Okay. I am going to guess Brian Cohen.
Brian Cohen is not the Killer Miller. Jenny and Kirsten, I'm sorry. You're both dead, and you have 4 minutes on the clock.
Mari, are you in the Mafia?
No.
You are. She's lying in the detective, and Mari is in the Mafia.
Oh, so you say
I'd love
you have
that.
confirmed that I am in the Mafia? 'Cause I
Yes.
don't believe
I
you.
would love
I
some
don't believe
protection
you.
tonight. That would be great.
I do not believe
rooting for
you. I
Mari.
think you're making this up. I think you
Wow.
are a really good player at this game and you're knowing how to manipulate the roles. So I am town, I am not Mafia, and unless you guys nominate me, then
Is
I'll
somebody else
there.
is somebody else a detective?
Grace, who did you nominate?
They could have been gone.
Jenny,
Yeah.
Jenny, the first round, Jenny's is not Mafia. The reason I picked Mari is because when I put that stuff out on Rob, I also wanted to see who else, like this is the thing of Mafias, who else is going to jump on
Support
the
him.
traction of where there is momentum going, right? To hope that you
Mhm.
can get somebody. And you were somebody who voted for
Didn't
Rob.
Rob got half the votes, and then but I switched to AJ because I thought AJ was really
Thank you, Grace,
really
for putting some
suspect.
bait out there.
So-
Yeah, I was thinking
I
we should
did.
go through who Mari has voted
3 minutes.
Oh, feel free.
Mike, who got
can't
robbed,
remember.
who got dragged, got robbed.
Then I
Yeah.
abstained.
Mhm.
Then I did Rob, and then because it did seem like everybody was gonna go for him, so I was just like, okay, I've never played this game before or any.
Yeah, it's the
before.
Mafia. It's good to just
And
like try to
then-
blend in. It's great. It's
Oh,
good.
but it's
And
hard
then-
with the Rob vote only because like I think there was legitimate reason to vote for Rob.
Right.
Grace, I
Yeah.
understand why you investigate, and I believe you honestly because
Mhm.
nobody's saying
Mm-hmm.
anything
Yeah.
else.
I just think like Mafia, I know it's hard to know who anyone is, and I don't see why Grace would come out and accuse someone randomly. Like I
come
feel
out
like
all
they're
the
doing
time.
fine enough.
It's a thing I have to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love Grace.
Especially pretty early on. so
Right.
There's a lot of
Just-
people
I
still
mean-
like to fake claim a role at this point.
Yeah, it's
Because
a
at
big
this
risk.
point, it's yeah, like
Is it
Grace
though?
versus
'Cause a
Mari.
lot of
Like I don't
people
have any
bought,
reason
so-
not to believe
Yeah,
you.
well, that's the thing. Grace says like, "Hey, I'm the
2
detective." And
minutes.
I could have easily been like, "No, you're not," and then we'd have a big conflict. But nobody.
Yeah.
That was such a risk.
Yeah, and she'd have no
And a
idea.
lot
that
of
person
people
was
have
out.
died, but still a crazy risk to take a swing with no reason to.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
it's
believe
hard.
Grace.
Then I'll defend myself with my 30 seconds then.
Do you
Why
have?
not now?
Like
Why?
that.
But
Do you
why
have
would
any
someone
way to do it?
admit?
I already did.
Marty, this is a
Are we
podcast,
voting for
Marty.
I already did. I said
That's a second power move to be like,
already
address
did.
this when I'm nominated.
Me and my office hours.
said I
Yes,
wanna be
Marty.
I said I'm
Defend
town.
yourself.
I said there's a lot of good people on this call who are
Trump.
still here. It's very interesting that just it seems like random people have been going out. The good people, the very vocal people are still here. So I'm wondering if the very vocal people are the ones who are power shifting this game. So
Who are the very
like I
vocal
said, I
people?
never
Yes, names. We want names.
Drop names.
1
Marty.
minute. 1 minute.
I mean, like I said, like Grace has been very vocal. Shannon's been very vocal.
I'm
Allie's
always
been
vocal. Look at Reddit.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's what I am just naturally, when it's a lot of people, I'll let somebody talk first. So if you're saying I'm just calm and that's why I'm being suspicious.
No, well,
The other reason I picked you, Mars, is because you had been cleared as Killer Miller, so I thought if I could clear you the other way, I would have like full information on you. That was another reason.
And I
right?
understand.
And it
that,
was a risk
so-
too because you had been cleared as Killer Miller, and sometimes the Killer Miller ends up
30
killing the
seconds.
people who have been.
Like
Yeah, so-
who? Okay, let's say that Mari is Mafia. Like, who else do we want to vote?
I mean, we can kind
No
of.
one,
Matt, why did you vote for me, Matt? I want to just as a person.
because you have
15
experience with
seconds.
the game. I don't know, and
I really
abstain-
don't. I really do not.
I have no
10
clue. Honestly, this
seconds.
is my
Fair
first
enough.
time
I
playing.
actually don't. I play Mafia one time. I'm a werewolf person.
That's
Slightly
more
different.
than more than me.
Seconds.
Yeah.
All right. Time is up. We're going to go to the spreadsheet. Third nominations. Please choose who you are nominating. And then we'll get to the speeches. All right. I'm going to reveal the votes. Mari has 8. Asia has 2. Brian Cohen had 1. So Mari and Asia are the 2 nominees. You can both unmute.
You can go first.
Oh, okay. All right, everybody. Thank you. I'm so glad I could play this. I want to stay in. I am town. I really feel that Grace is making a power move here. I don't know what she's trying to hide, but I am here. I want to continue. I want to really play because I never get to do anything. So please just vote for me to stay.
Hey guys, like Mari, this is my first time playing. I am sitting back and observing. I'm trying to see people's reactions to everything. Of course, we do have the vocal people, but since I am against Mari, I would say, you can go ahead and do that. But I will say that there have been other people that have been really quiet, which is why, I voted for Brian because he hasn't said anything outside of the time when he was up for nominations. So just consider that. But yeah, I mean, only 2 votes, so I'm not too concerned. But we'll see what happens.
Kayla, Amari, did you mean to vote for yourself or
no? I didn't.
Oh,
someone
did somebody-
voted in your column and changed it. So
oh snap.
Yeah. So yeah, make sure that you're voting in your column for now, and it's 8 votes, so it wouldn't have actually changed.
Well, but I'm curious.
I voted for Shannon.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So it wouldn't have actually, yeah. But make sure you're voting in the correct column. That probably means that somebody voted for Mari in her own column. Just vote in the row with your
that's
name.
shady.
Yeah,
That's shady boots.
You could, under third vote now, please either vote for Mari, Asia, or abstain. So under third vote, do that now.
Rigor Morris.
Somebody voted in Asia's column. So I'm going to delete that vote.
Oh man, that was me.
Okay, so I am going to reveal the votes.
Oh, shoot.
By a vote of 8-1, Mari is dead. Everyone else can go to sleep.
Welcome to Mafia, folks.
So Chantel is one of them. Yes.
Yeah, why is she still vote for Asia after all that? There's no world where you don't vote out Mari here. It's done out. Oh my god.
Okay.
So
she's in the Mafia. That's one.
Chantel's in the Mafia. I think, here's the thing. I think Sasha is not a good role, dude. Sasha is not talking at all.
Yeah.
And this is not the Sasha I've come to know based on the many times we've talked on the 90 Day Fiancé pod. It's like, where's Sasha? What's going on? Do you have any reads here?
Matt is 100% good. I think this round confirmed it. The fact that he's like, hey, but like, who else? That's such a
in game and in real life. He's just the nicest guy.
Oh, for sure. So I think, I mean, if I had to guess, and the thing is that if you're another part of the Mafia, right? So let's say you are Mari's teammate, what is the move, right? Because if you feel like there's enough traction to protect your partner, of course you want to be part of that, but you don't want to stand out as part of that, because then immediately it comes back to you, which you know Chantel is part of that. She voted for Asia and then again voted for Asia and not voted for Mari. The other one that's interesting is Brian Cohen, because he nominated Asia but then did the thing to vote for Mari here. So that makes me look at Brian as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely Brian's on the list for me as well. I think for me, the way I operate with this is the minute the name of your partner comes under the bus, you have to try and be one of the first few people to jump on it, so that in the event that everyone's going to go there, you can be like, I was one of the first to the scene. Because what you don't want is the opposite, which is what's going to happen to Chantel now, where unless she gets rogue killed at night, they're going to come in and they're going to ask her why she voted Asia again.
Yeah.
And that's going to open a whole thing. I just want to make a clarity for people in the both chats. Yes, the players can see all the votes. The Excel sheet you have access to, they have access to the live one. So they don't have to refresh. They see everything as it comes. So they, right now at nighttime, they can be sitting there. They can look at the sheet. They know who voted who. That information can be used in the game. Easily done. So that is definitely a thing. I mean, in person, you'd be seeing people raise their hands and like vote and stuff in your face, right? So it makes sense. As far as looking at the rest of this game, I'm of the mindset as well. The longer someone like Ali makes it in this game as a very vocal, very logical person, the more I'm convinced that she's got a bad role. Because I mean, she could get swung on here. We'll see. But there's a couple of the players cannot know. So the players in the game, real clarification before we go to Jordan. The players in the game cannot see the chats. They do not have the chats open. When they die, as you can see them haunting the chat right now, they come in and they talk with you. They will not give you answers of who's what role. They will not give you in-game information. They're just there to chill with you until the game's over. All right, Liana, you have a quick death prediction?
No, Mike, boo.
Mike, give it up for Mike, boo. All right, let's go over to this lovely man. Look at him. What a legend. All All right, Jordan, you legend. Take it away, man. Take it away. We got you. You're good.
Puya, you were a legend as well. And
Thank you.
everyone can wake up. Let's see all your wonderful faces, you sleepyheads, waking up in the morning to find out who has been killed. And the two people that are dead are Allie and Rob. Rob was killed by the Killer Miller. So, Rob, you have a guess as to the identity of the Killer Miller.
Who's still here? I'm gonna say the Killer Miller is Shannon.
Shannon is not the Killer Miller. Allie and Rob are dead. You have 4 minutes.
Okay, so I'm just going to go out there and say Chantel was the only one to vote for me. And why would she vote for me?
Yeah, but I investigated her and
voted
she's
for
not
you.
Mafia.
Wait, can I ask? Yeah, okay. Wait, why is Grace still alive?
Yeah.
Well, because they didn't want to take a
No.
shot because they thought I would be protected. I'm
Right,
assuming. That's what
Anyways, the only reason why I chose Asia is because I'm town, and who they would know that I'm not part of Mafia, and so they would be going for somebody that they could just be taking out.
Wait, what?
What?
We wouldn't know you. Town doesn't know that you're part of town. We don't know. Town doesn't know.
Yeah.
But you know who I'm not, right? You know,
No.
like you know who's in your
No.
group.
No.
No.
As town, we only know.
No, I'm
that
talking about
you're
Mafia.
town.
So
We don't
if
know.
Asia's Mafia, right, she would know that I'm not Mafia. So she would be able to be trying to kill somebody that's not part of her group. Am I just like not knowing how to play? Like that's like really my logic here.
I mean, again,
No,
unless you're the
but-
Killer Miller and that, like, so, but you're not Mafia. I investigate. You're not Mafia.
Right.
Which the theory of like you like didn't vote for Mari to like save your Mafia partner doesn't hold water to me now. So I think it's just a weird. I think it was just a play that is unusual, unorthodox.
Can I say, so Mari voted for me, and I feel like that is good for me because she was pretty clearly Mafia, right?
Yeah,
Unless
this is where
Grace
my
is
brain
just
gets in
playing
my
us
head
all
though
like
of like
fools.
Mari voted for her fellow Mafia.
Nah, come on, Grace.
Well, that's why I thought. That's why I'm pretty sure Rob was Mafia because.
I think Rob is Mafia as well.
Well, because Mari voted for him and then switched her vote when he was nommed for AJ. But they're both dead now, so it doesn't really help us.
Why
They're both
did
dead
she,
now. It's not
did
like
she
this
say
one-
why she voted for him before?
That was
Yeah,
the like that
everyone
was the
was.
one where like I asked the thing about Rob and then people sort of and that's where my first suspicion of Mari
2
came
minutes.
in that like
Yeah, I
people
mean, my guess
started,
is she voted for him to try to separate herself from him, and then it was like, oh crap, he's nominated.
I have definitely done that in a game where I'm Mafia and I'm like, I'll vote for my Mafia, but I'll never suspect it. I look at my voting history
Wait,
and then it's like,
okay.
oh no, they're up for nomination.
Okay, well,
How
this
much-
backfired.
Okay, so how am I supposed to
Okay,
vote
we
now?
have
Because
2
like I'm
minutes. Hold on.
confused here.
Yeah.
Like who am I voting out?
I
What
was
can we
so
do?
convinced. Okay, that those are wrenching things. I was
Doesn't
so
mean
convinced
Chantel
it's
can't be
Chantel.
the Killer Miller. Just not.
I don't
Mafia.
feel. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
feel that
still-
Chantel is town.
Well, listen, there are two people who've been very, very quiet this entire time.
But I think she would kill me if she was Killer Miller.
Who's dog?
Mine.
Asia.
Sorry.
I don't know, Grace. You lead us. You're the most
No, I
experienced.
don't-
in-
Well, I think Sasha, you've been pretty quiet. I don't know if you.
Matt and Sasha have been very
Yeah,
quiet.
I just don't know how to play.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
suspected that it was actually the 3 people because I was really confused how AJ even came into play with Jenny, Kirsten,
1
and
minute.
you, Grace. That's why I was confused as to how AJ showed up because we never talked about him. And then they voted together.
What
so
I
that's
think-
but Grace, now I know
What
why.
I think,
so-
what I think happened there, I thought AJ was pretty quiet as someone who I
Yeah.
played Mafia with, and so I threw a vote on him. I didn't think that there was going to be all those other votes. And typically, like in a night, you wouldn't be like, okay, let's all vote for this person tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
So
That's
I don't
why I
know.
was confused. So that's why I'm trying to figure out who my next sus was because that's what my notes say. That's why I'm quiet because I really
30
just don't
seconds.
know.
Grace, I think it could be good. It's me and Shannon have been people that have been guessed Killer Miller. Unless you have a suspicion on your own, if you investigate one of us, then at least that'll clear someone to be good.
Yeah, investigate me. Chung on.
15 seconds.
I mean, it
Unless
goes
you
your
have your
way,
own
so you
suspicion
can-
that obviously you know. You
Yeah.
want.
But isn't Grace about to
10.
die? I hate to put it
Well,
out.
There's
there.
also Tony
The
Vlachis
doctor
saying
could-
somebody would
the
like to use
Yeah,
it.
someone
5
save.
seconds.
This is overwhelming.
I don't know how to play this game.
Okay, it is time to nominate. So please go to the spreadsheet. 4th nominations. Choose who you are nominating. Make sure you're in your own row. Just waiting for Asia's vote. Okay. The votes are in, just making sure nobody voted for themselves. Okay, we're good. I'm going to reveal. And we have a 2-2-2 vote between Asia, Matt, and Sasha. So this means that there's going to be a runoff vote. There's a column now next to 4th nominations that says runoff. You can either vote for Asia, Matt, or Sasha. The 2 people out of those 3 with the highest vote totals will be the nominees. So Asia, Matt, and Sasha are the options. The 3 of you, Asia, Matt, and Sasha, are voting. Everyone's voting in this runoff. Again, you cannot vote for yourself. So please vote for one of those 3. The drop down bar will give you those 3 options. Just waiting for Chappelle's vote. Okay. Votes are in. And Asia and Sasha are the 2 nominees. Matt only had 2. Asia and Sasha had 3. So Asia and Sasha will go into this column here. You could both unmute. You each have 30 seconds to defend yourselves.
Okay, guys. Second time here. Hello again. I just want to say Sasha has been very quiet during this. And so I know that she says she's been taking notes, but it also could be that she doesn't know what to say because she's part of Mafia. So just take that into consideration. I definitely want to help find Mafia. So please do not vote for me so I can stay in and help figure out who Mafia and we can figure out the killer mailer and win this thing.
Sasha.
Yeah, so I'm definitely part of town because I absolutely have no idea how to play this game and I've been staring at people's faces. If I was Mafia, I would not put my really awful take out there, like honestly. That's why I truly have no idea who it is. And that's why I've been quiet because I know I don't want to say the wrong name and then get killed after. So that's the only reason I've been quiet. I promise I'm town's person, like for real.
All right. You could vote for Asia, you could vote for Sasha, or you could abstain. So under 4th vote, please do one of those things now. Asia and Sasha do not vote. Everyone else does. All right. The votes are in. And by a vote of 4-2, Asia is dead. Everybody can go to sleep.
What? Well, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
What did I just watch?
I'm sorry. So let's quickly see who voted Asia.
Who? Okay,
Shannon, Matt, Chantel.
So
Who's the 4th? I don't
Grace-
see a 4th.
Did Chappelle not vote? Chappelle didn't
Chappelle's
even
a mess.
vote.
Yo, I
Chappelle's
caught
a mess.
Chappelle slacking. I caught Chappelle slacking texting, so I texted him, and then I watched him look down at my message and send me a Lamau. So get your head in the game, son. Come on.
Okay, Chappelle's for sure town. I think that should have been a vote. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered because you have 4 votes
there's
for
like
Asia
there's like a thing on his name. There's like a grayed out. So maybe his vote. I think he did vote. He must have been the 4th vote for Asia here. Because Brian Cohen and Grace were the 2 that voted Sasha.
I see. That this is so bizarre to me. And the fact that what's interesting is that Chantel was nominated by Shannon, but then to have Shannon come in here and vote for Asia, I think that's so interesting to me.
I mean, to me, it sounds like Sasha might be somewhat of a person of interest to Shannon.
Well, yeah,
She doesn't
exactly. But
want-
then the
yeah.
fact that then she voted for it, like, I feel like Chantel and Sasha, how do you not lump those two together?
What do you mean?
I mean, they voted together consistently. I understand that she got cleared, that Chantel got cleared as Mafia, according to Grace, if we do believe Grace here.
I thought that was but I still think Sasha is primo for the Killer Miller team at this point. There's still a postman involved. There's still a Killer Miller involved. That's two
Right.
roles. And so I will say I did find this interesting though. When Asia was defending, Asia did say specifically, I want to help find Mafia. I want to help find Mafia. Did not mention Killer Miller team. So to me, I'm trying to figure out if that was like a Freudian of because she's Killer Miller team and we just got rid of the Killer Miller. Could that be a thing? Then could that make Sasha Mafia? Because Sasha is not been investigated, right? So there's no information on her there. Again, I said this earlier. Someone in my chat earlier on my stream asked, what advice would you give? I'm like, if someone's taking notes, be like aware of that person, because if they're in a good team, they're the doctor. They need to keep notes of their stuff. If they're in the bad team, they're trying to keep up of who to take out next and what the connections are. So those are the two things you want to look at. But yeah, I mean, okay, so Leon, let's do this exercise. Who are the good? Who's in a good role? Let's like eliminate people that we think are guaranteed to be good at this stage.
I think Scally or Brian Cohen, I think for sure is good.
You think he's good?
Some of Brian's messed up. I think Brian Cohen is good. I would say Matt Scott most likely.
Grace, I think at this point,
Grace,
unless Grace like went for a lucky draw of just gonna claim a detective when the detective's
no
not
way.
there. There's
that
no
would
way.
be
I don't think so.
wild to go for that.
That'd be
kind
amazing.
of play.
Grace is capable of playing like
for
that
sure.
for sure, but like this is a pretty risky move.
It's very risky. I
not
could
gonna
see
lie
her
to you.
pulling it off, but
Yeah,
it's
everyone
tough.
else is suspect to me to a degree. Everyone
All
else
of
is
them.
suspect to me. Everyone's sus. All right.
All
All
of
right.
them.
Let's move it over. Grace is taking a lot of notes. Well, listen, Grace is good. All right, everyone. All right, Jordan's ready. Let's just go over to him and have him put us out of our guessing miseries here. Jordan, take it away.
All right, everyone can wake up. We're down to our final 7 players, but we're going to lose someone here. Only one death tonight. The person who is dead is Shannon. And you have 4 minutes.
Shannon is who I cleared as well. Shannon was not Mafia, obviously.
When we only have one death, is that because they're like
So there's a couple things that could have happened. So the other person could have taken a shot at somebody who was saved, or the Killer Miller. We know it's not the Killer Miller because Shannon didn't get to guess. The Killer Miller could have taken the night off. Is the other thing that could have happened
Right.
last night. There could
Or
be,
or they tried to kill.
or they're
and
gone.
there was a save.
But I don't. Yeah.
So
What do you think, Grace? Yeah.
Yeah, you've been
are you
investigating.
saying?
I don't know. I trust probably Brian the most at this point.
Okay.
I think the thing of Brian saying investigate us and clear us, it's why I chose Shannon. I didn't choose Brian because I feel like for Brian to say, hey, come clear one of us, if it was him and I find out he's the Mafia, that's a bold play. So I trust him and everybody else, I really don't have much.
Well, I don't like.
I know
that.
Chantel is not Mafia.
It's not great, Grace, that we both voted the same way and everyone else voted
Yes.
the other way.
Yep,
that
I know.
means I think there's probably 2 Mafia still left, which is not great.
Wait, who did y'all vote?
And that's what I was my
For
rationale.
me,
to
that's
do.
what I was.
My rationale.
That's what I was
Most suspicious
asking.
stuff, probably Sasha. I voted you. I nominated you last time, and I voted for you. I get what you're saying about the hard part about somebody who's like new to Mafia is that like your thing of like I don't know what to say. It's like
Right.
No,
it's
for
true.
sure. No, I
Right now, the
understand.
only person I feel
Go
like
for
is
it.
town with me is Matt. That's the only person I'm like, I think Matt is town with me, and
Wait,
everybody
you
else.
don't believe
I'm kind
Grace?
of.
You don't
Well,
believe
I'm
Grace?
I'm sus just because she's so knowledgeable about the game, and so I feel like
That's fair.
That's
Maybe
fair.
it's
Grace,
Grace
wait, sorry,
What's
could I
the
ask
Also
you a
coming
quick
from the most
question?
information as
Oh.
a detective, she's like able, like she
Yeah.
knows.
Sorry, Grace, could I ask you a quick question? Since you
Yeah.
voted for me and
Yes.
nominated me, but why didn't you then clear or try to like clear me? Or is that because
I was
Done.
using the like I
Okay.
could totally clear Shannon or Brian.
got it?
And I went with Shannon because Brian had suggested the idea. So I
So
felt that
wait.
it was
But like for everyone who's like played, what's the strategy?
for all of
what?
us right now.
No, for like now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who do we
so-
trust the least? I don't
So
know.
here's the thing. I trust Matt the least. I'm so sorry, Matt.
Really?
Matt, you've been so quiet. Sasha,
That's literally me.
but
That's
hear
just
me out.
me.
Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Sasha said something and she said it like, oh, I wouldn't have like given away my hand and said something so silly. I believe her. And Grace has investigated a couple people. Honestly, y'all, I'm Tony Vlachos. I saved Grace. That's why I asked why she was, why was only one person, because I didn't know if there was multiple killers. It's not me. It's definitely not Grace. Grace trusts
Yeah.
Brian. I don't trust Matt.
So Brian, we could have
Well-
we could have two Mafia and a Killer Miller left, which could be Sasha, Chantel, and Matt.
Right.
But
Or a
I-
postman. No. We still have
But
postman.
what was
No,
the
no,
postman? So
postman.
that was can postman kill people?
No, they can only drag somebody out when they are killed.
Right. Okay.
And we definitely still have one because it would have come up.
Drag somebody
Well, look,
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
But
Of
also,
course.
yeah, I don't like.
One
Chappelle,
minute, one
I,
minute.
I literally don't. I'm just
Well,
trying
I'm-
to figure out what this game is. So
I get
Chantel
you.
saying she
I-
only trusts Matt. That is it so obvious that it's Chantel and Matt or Mafia? Like that's just
Yeah, why
That's
would
also I
Chantel
think
can't be
Chantel.
Mafia.
Okay, wait a
Oh
minute.
right.
Chantel cannot be Mafia.
Oh
Wait,
wait.
Chantel
so-
could be the Killer Miller
Killer
or
Miller.
a postman.
Who I
Does the
was
killer know who all the Mafia people are?
No.
No, they don't know each other.
Well,
That's
the
why.
Mafia knows the rest.
Hold
of
on, hold on. The Mafia all know who the Mafia are, and the Killer Miller. I don't.
Post people.
Do you want me
I guess
to
what
clear
yes.
this? Hey, We
Yes.
have 30 seconds. I could clear this up. I just paused the time. We're gonna have 30 seconds.
Go.
When the game starts, the Mafia players know each other's identities. The Killer Miller and the two postmen know their identities because they're on a team together. The Mafia does not start the game knowing the Killer Miller and postman team's identities, and vice versa.
So
They're on different teams. They don't win together.
Chappelle. Okay,
So I'm
oh
gonna
yeah, sorry.
Resume your time. 30 seconds left.
I think Chappelle and Brian. I think we have to vote
yep, we're a unit.
together, or
We're in a
we'll
line.
be split.
Yeah, but who do you want to vote for?
But then why are they leaving the three of us? We can do
no,
a split
Sasha.
one.
yeah, like
Sasha.
wait,
If you
wait,
don't-
Chappelle,
15
why?
seconds.
How do you said you're the Tony Vlachos, but
I'm
how do
Tony.
we know you're the? How do we know you're Tony?
Who else
10
did you
seconds.
investigate, Chappelle?
I've
No,
investigated.
they can't. Oh,
I
Yeah.
investigated Rob, and I investigated.
seconds.
And I have one more investigation left. But
so
I saved,
investigate me then. Yeah.
I will if
Okay, it is time to nominate. So please go to the spreadsheet under fifth nominations. Choose who you're nominating. Votes are coming in. Waiting on a few more. Okay. Matt has 3 votes. There's going to be a runoff between Chantel, Chappelle, and Sasha. So everyone is voting in the runoff, including Matt, including those 3. You could only choose Chantel, Chappelle, or Sasha. Whoever has the most votes will go up against Matt. So please do that now. Make sure you're voting in your own row. Chappelle, Matt, and Sasha, you guys vote in this, so please choose somebody. And just wait on Chappelle's vote. Okay. It is 4-1 to 1. So Chantel has the most votes. Chappelle and Sasha only had 1 each. So Chantel, you are going to be up against Matt. So Matt and Chantel, please unmute.
Yeah, I could go first if you want.
Good.
Yeah, I don't. All I've got is that Like, I've literally been voting all over the place. I'm new to Mafia. I played once in the 5th grade in person. I've never played online. And Chappelle, I don't appreciate you pointing fingers at me because I don't get to do stuff like this a lot. So I don't know what to say. I am a civilian, but I don't have any way of proving it. So you could vote me if you want, but like, I don't have anything for you.
For me, I think we're both town, to be honest. So the only person that I think that maybe also town would be maybe Sasha. But I think that the other 3 are Mafia. So you're gonna be Sasha. I guess I'm like putting all my faith in you here. Like, I don't know if you can save me at this point, but yeah, I think that we're gonna lose, and no matter what.
All right. So you can vote for Chantel, you could vote for Matt, or you could abstain. Only going to be 4 votes because the nominees cannot vote. So under 5th vote, please do one of those 3 options. All right. The votes are in. By a vote of 3-1. Matt is dead. Everybody can go to sleep.
That's all I got.
Am I reading it wrong? Am I lost?
We're
in the
completely
sauce?
wrong. Are we completely wrong?
Probably,
The jump
'cause, like-
on the Matt Scott vote was so interesting to me.
So let's see. So who voted Matt Scott here? Grace voted Chantel. Everyone else voted Matt. Sasha voted Matt. Chappelle voted Matt. And Brian Cohen voted Matt.
I only trust Grace.
Chantel being like,
the town.
I only trust Sasha, the only other person. When Grace at this point to me has just done nothing but prove herself to be town. And then you've got, do you believe Chappelle? Do you believe Chappelle? Do you believe Chappelle?
You think Chappelle could make up being the Tony here? And
Yes.
then you think so? You think he understands the rules enough to be able to roll with that?
Yeah. No, so let me tell you, I'm seeing someone say it was Jordan he was texting. No, because it was in the middle of the game. In the middle of the game, people can't communicate with each other in the game. So if you think that the Mafia is talking to each other while the round's going on, that's not happening. They only talk during the nighttime. That's the only time they'll get answers done. If he was messaging Jordan would have paused him and like, hey, let's talk about this rule like live and if you need to know. So that's what's happening there. I don't know. I've played enough Among Us with Chappelle to know that sometimes he just plays like, oh, I was just messing about eating some ribs. I wasn't even paying attention. Then sometimes he's like on it and he's like throwing everyone under the bus. So I do think that he knows the rules enough to say it. I do say it's a little bit suspect that he's nursing this investigation till the end. Like, that's a very bold move to think you're going to survive all the way to the final 4 to like make an investigation. It's a great move if he comes out now and says, well, this person is in the Killer Miller team. Let's vote them out, and then wins it. Don't know. We'll see. Grace is for sure good. Sasha, I still think is on the one of the bad teams. And I don't know with Chantel, dude. I just don't have a read anymore. Everything I thought I knew, I'm like confused about now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that it's interesting to think about the Killer Miller role, because if you feel like the Killer Miller either saved or maybe tried to take a shot at Grace, because then Chappelle is saying that he protected Grace, keeping her safe.
Right.
So
Right.
because we don't know, right? If the Killer Miller takes a shot and then the person's protected, we don't hear about that, right? No one dies. We don't know.
One of 3 things could have happened that round. Either Shannon was the Killer Miller and she would have been killed. She would have still gotten her kill in. Who was voted right before Shannon went out? Asia could have been Killer Miller, or the Killer Miller abstained for the night, or the Killer Miller went after Grace, who indeed was saved by Chappelle the Tony. So that's where we're at. We're really in a situation now where anything goes. I'm ready to find out what's going on. Jordan's already on the scene. So I should have waited. If you're willing, we can go over to Jordan.
I want to see his beautiful face. Just shove us over there.
Nah, When I see your face. All right, Jordan, take it away.
All right, there are 5 of you here, and there are still 5 of you left in the game. Nobody is dead. You have 4 minutes.
Grace.
Yeah, this
I don't know. I investigated Sasha, and she's not Mafia.
Okay.
So did you use your other investigation?
I did. Cohen's on the killer team.
But you said wait.
I said Cohen's on the killer team.
Wait, but he can't be. He's on the killer team. So I guess you could.
But you said you did 2 already, right?
Nope. I said I investigated Rob. I had 1 more, and I saved
I thought
Grace.
You said you did. You said
No,
you did 2.
Cohen. No, it's you.
It's not
Cohen.
me. So
it's you. I saved Grace. So me and Grace
When
are
did
voting
you
for
see?
you.
I was actually thinking right now that Brian, Sasha, and myself were all town, and actually Chappelle and Grace, just from how things kind of been rolling
But
out. That's
here's-
what I've been thinking. So couldn't Chappelle
I'm
be
just
lying?
surprised how
Here's
Grace
the thing.
is still alive.
Grace, because I saved Grace. I don't know why Grace didn't die.
Again?
No, the first time.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Here, Grace definitely should be dead, or I should be dead. But
The one thing that could be happening in this round and last round is that there's no killer murder, there's no Mafia, and there's only a postman left. Which could be Brian.
if
so then
that's the
let's do
case,
Brian.
then it's Cohen.
let's
Trust
not
me.
kill me. Let's kill Chappelle because the claim to be Tony this late, I think is.
Oh, I claim to
the
be
fact that
Tony
We all
last
just
round.
believed it. It's kind of weird.
Why would you not believe it? Anybody could have been Tony.
There were 6 of us left. We lost like 12 people.
Yes, but Tony could have saved anybody. No one had been saved until I said I saved Grace. I've only played this game
unless
once.
There's no Mafia work. I mean, there's
No,
probably no killer
Cohen,
murder, so there
it's
might be
you.
no Mafia.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
so
it's-
what did you learn when you investigated Rob?
I investigated Rob, and Rob was not on the killer team.
Okay.
And the only reason I investigated Rob is because his name came up 2 times in a row.
Wait. You invested Rob on the killer team, but you can only investigate one.
I'm Tony. I get 2 investigations. So
Yeah,
I got
but
my
isn't
first
it one each?
One
No,
each.
it's.
Oh,
I
it
think that
doesn't
might have
matter.
been
Okay.
a previous.
Sorry, I'm looking at the old rules.
No, it's all
I
good.
apologize.
I'm telling you, this is Cohen, and if you don't vote for Cohen, I can't trust you.
Brian, I don't get why you voted for Chappelle last round. why you
Because he
nominated
knows-
Chappelle.
he
No,
knows-
because I don't buy that he. Again, I just think it's kind of weird just be tossing out so late. Like, I just don't. I just didn't believe it.
Why
I
is
just didn't believe
Cohen
it.
still alive? This is
Because-
the post people. Sorry.
Stop this, Sasha.
Sorry.
Grace is all I have.
1:30
Grace,
left, 1:30.
we have to vote for Cohen here. Sasha, you
Yeah,
have to
no,
vote
I
for
agree.
If we come
Wait,
back,
Sasha, this is me and you. Like, what do you?
yeah.
What
So
do
if
you
we
think?
come back, let's vote Chappelle. Like we.
Wait. Yeah,
You should do
that's fine.
Chappelle. You think, Sasha?
No,
No, I'm saying
no.
Brian first
No.
and then Chappelle.
Chantel, what are you doing?
I just don't
We
trust
win
you
it.
right
That's
now.
what the hell we're doing.
Sorry.
My name coming up real hot. I'm telling you, it's Cohen.
Well, because you're
No,
talking.
we're gonna
about
do
right
him
now.
first.
You want to do
Why
him
are we all
first?
just believing Chappelle though?
Because
Yeah, I know,
because I'm Tony.
It's
1 minute.
convenient. It's convenient that
Ain't
you know,
it?
as soon as he looks
Ain't it?
suspect, that he has like the perfect
Ain't
it?
time
Right.
out.
It's like all of
Ain't
a
it?
sudden he's on the.
I'm
hot seat.
only a
He's like, "Oh,
suspect.
I got the
I'm
miracle
only a
potion.
suspect
It's me."
because I'm Tony. Y'all never, no one ever said my name. There's no point in putting this target on my back if I wasn't Tony. My name has not come up this entire game. I'm Tony.
to try
It's Cohen.
to win. We're
But
at
can't
5
we
people
do
left. We're at
both?
the end
Let's
game.
get Brian out, and then if
We don't
come
have
back,
to get me out because
No,
we're coming.
if we come back, I'm saying.
But we
Like,
don't have
Brian
to get
is
me
the
out.
postman. I would then
30
believe. I would
seconds.
100% believe Chappelle. So then.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, so we have the
Chappelle.
50-50.
Yeah,
Yeah, we go
I
with Cohen.
agree.
Yeah,
We
let's
should
go with
with
Cohen.
Brian. Yeah.
And then
I'm gonna lose
at
now.
that point, everybody can get Chantel out because I can't trust her after this.
Yes, Chantel, you said you
Almost
don't
just
trust
for
me.
me.
Chantel,
You
you
guys
keep,
I trust
you
his
take
Sasha.
Chantel keeps defending all the people who we want to vote
If
out.
Chappelle is postman, you're setting
No,
yourself
she-
up to lose.
Yeah.
But I'm not postman because I wouldn't have thrown myself under.
Five
Like,
Kill
I
me,
put myself
and
out
then
here.
Mafia
Wait,
kills someone else. You guys lose.
Oh, I see. what
No,
you're saying.
this is
Yes,
this is
that-
Okay, it is time to go to the nominations. So please go to 6 nominations. Choose who you want to nominate. There's only 5 of you. I should only see 5 votes. Just waiting for Chantel's vote. Okay. It is 4-1. our nominees are Brian Cohen and Chappelle. So both of you, please unmute. You each have 30 seconds to defend yourselves.
Cohen, you can go first.
I'll go first. You say you can kill me and then kill Chappelle next round. The game might be over next round. If Chappelle is postman and I die and the Mafia kills someone, there's 3 people left. It's 1-1-1, and the game's over. Postman wins. So this is the game decision moment. So if you believe that Chappelle just held this information to the perfect moment to tell everyone, then yeah, I mean, this is the perfect moment for him to win. Like, there might not be no next round to then just get Chappelle out. Like, this could be it. So I'm town. Don't kill me. There you go.
That was great. Only way I can follow that up is like, yes, I waited, but I had to because Grace said that she was investigating people. This is what happened. When Grace did not die, and Sasha said, why didn't Grace die? Everybody looked confused, and I figured it's probably a novice person out here killing people. That's why I wanted to go after Matt, because he kept saying he never played the game. At that moment, though, I knew Grace's days were numbered, so I saved Grace. I asked if there was any other possible way Grace could have got saved. It didn't sound plausible. So I was like, cool, I can definitely reveal now that it was me that saved her. But make no mistake, this is Cohen. I would not have thrown myself out there had I not had a great read, including knowing that it's Cohen. So you got to vote for Brian here. And then we can get Chantel next. I'm sorry.
All right. We have 3 voters. Grace, Chantel, and Sasha. You're the only voters. You could vote for Brian. You could vote for Chappelle. Or you could abstain. 6th vote. Please make your decision. Chappelle, you don't vote here. Or I think someone may have voted in Chappelle's row.
Wait, I think I messed up my sheet and I can't vote. Can I just vote in Rob's spot?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
It'll count the same. All right, the votes are in. By a vote of 2-1, Brian Cohen is dead. And Brian, you have a job to do because you are a postman. You must drag someone out of this game.
Fuck you, Chappelle. Let's go. You're out.
Let's go, Brian!
Chappelle is dead. Brian is dead. And congratulations to the town.
Thank God. People are really coming for us. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What a game. What a game.
I cannot believe you checked
When
Chappelle. That's
Puya
insane.
gets here, I will
How
reveal
dare
all of
you,
your roles to
Chappelle.
everybody.
I'm
Puya,
6'2".
give me the heads up when I should reveal these roles.
Puya, what's up?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, first of all, can I just say something real quick? To any of you who believe Chappelle when he said, I don't know what I'm doing at the beginning with his intro, this one's on you personally.
I don't know what I'm doing. I was
Jordan,
thinking
take it away. You made a 1 in 5 guess and guessed correctly. Get out of here.
it was not a 1 in 5 guess. Somebody had to be playing really badly and somebody had to be playing really good. Sasha
Wow, was
said
that
she
a
was
shot
playing
at me?
badly and Cohen was playing good. So that was what it was.
All right. So here
All right,
were
tell
the
us,
roles.
Jordan.
Here were the roles for the
My
game.
bad.
The Mafia.
Oh, we're starting game 2 now. I'm sorry, guys. I missed the end. Had to.
Oh yeah,
Are we
yeah.
good?
I'm gonna reveal everybody's roles, and
Yeah,
then
Mari, hang on here.
Puya's gonna interview you guys, and then we'll start game 2 after that. So the Mafia was Rob, Mari, and Matt. That was the Mafia. The Killer Miller team, as you know, the postmen were Brian and Beth. The Killer Miller was Allie. The doctor who went out in the first night was Scally. Didn't look great for the town at first, losing the doctor so early, but it ended up working out. The detective, as you know, I'm sure, is Grace. Tony Vlachos was Chappelle. They were both obviously telling the truth about their roles. That was the winning team. The town wins. And Puya, any questions for our players?
Well, just picking up my jaw off the ground here real quick. Let me collect myself and ask. Okay, so Chappelle, you're saying you saved Grace 1 round, right?
Yeah.
I can reveal some information about that.
Yeah, please do.
Well, from my point of view, when they said, why hasn't Grace died? I don't know the strategy of the game. So when everybody was like, well, Grace is alive and she should have died there, I was like, oh, I have to save her next round because I already, she should have been gone already. So that's why I ended up saving her the following round.
So the reason that Grace was still alive in night 3, the Mafia chose to kill Allie. who was the Killer Miller. Allie, the Killer Miller, chose Rob, who was in the Mafia. So that was a great round for the town with the bad guys taking each other out. I think nobody went for Grace, thinking that she might be saved. She was not, because the doctor was out of the game. Chappelle did have his save. Night 4, the save that Chappelle was talking about. Chappelle did choose to save Grace, but the Killer Miller was out at that point. The Mafia chose to kill Shannon. That was the only Mafia left. So yes, Chappelle did use his save on Grace, but Grace actually would have survived that, even
Wasted
if
my idol.
he hadn't been saved.
But just to be clear,
it was the right move.
There's no reason for the Killer Miller to kill Grace because Grace can't detect me. So like I want
Correct.
Grace in.
Right, you're fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
the
fun.
detective is actually helpful to the Killer Miller in some cases.
So-
I do have a question though, Puya, before you start.
Yeah.
Chantel, how dare you? What were you doing?
Chantel, you're muted.
I don't understand.
Is
how
that
to
a
play.
question?
I'm thinking the Killer Miller is part of the Mafia. I'm just like super confused, and like I'm happy I won on the winning team. I was honest the whole time, but all my confusion is the legit thing. Like I don't
Oh
get
my
it.
God, you should have seen the
Thanks for
chat. They
defending
were
me.
like, what's going on with Chantel? What's going on with Sasha? Like,
We just don't understand.
Oh yeah, like so. Let me give you
We just
let me
look
give the
stuck
players
as
some
hell.
clues. Let me tell y'all what the reads were on the panel. Liana and I were convinced that the good person, and I quote, this is a quote, you could put this on a tote. I said, good in the game and out, Matt Scott. And Liana said, absolutely.
I mean,
so we were completely snowed. Chappelle saw right through you.
I did.
Matt, right through you.
Look, I didn't, Chappelle. That wasn't based on anything. Come
Matt,
on.
I voted for you 3
You
rounds.
were
in a
so
row.
quiet. I voted
done.
for you.
I voted for
I
Matt
was
3
mostly
times.
confused.
Yes,
Like,
same.
I just would not stop voting for. I was like, he's not saying
I
anything,
was
y'all.
good. I was good. I'm good in the game and
No.
out the game. You heard me.
No.
Don't vote
So
for me.
quiet.
Phyllis Sid.
Betrayer.
Murderous
My God,
Sid.
look how he lies straight to our
He's
face.
horrible. He's a monster.
what a sociopath.
And a sweet
Allie's
face,
theory was
you'll
right
never
about
guess.
that.
Yeah.
You got
Hey,
me.
everybody.
Yeah,
just
no,
wanted-
that happens. The Rob thing. But Asia, you were killing me because when I killed Scally and you were like, well, someone who's played before would have wanted to take Scally out. And I was like, I'm just picking as the Killer Miller who's not going to guess me because Scally would think Allie would never kill me. So boom. First hit.
You're catching votes next game.
to let everybody know, Beth had to head on out. So first, thank you for Beth for stopping by. But she
Thank
wanted
you,
me
Beth.
to convey- No,
So
thank you,
obviously
Beth. I have some reasoning, so I'm just gonna give that out. I chose Mike because I wanted to go for somebody I thought was in the town, since there were more townspeople than Mafia, to let the Killer Miller team win. So, Mike,
I
you
just
thought you were
say-
town, so that's where you went.
The audacity that Rob was in the Mafia and he threatened all of our podcasts. to kill him.
So Mafia, so
He wasn't voting
That's
Rob
why I
next time.
voted
I know
for
that.
him.
I said don't kill me
Civilian
first.
shit there.
I said don't. I would that Shannon. I thought of that to say that hours before I found out I was in the Mafia.
That's why you don't. That's why you do not negotiate with terrorists.
Rob, I wrote to
God,
Jordan
Rob.
in the first night. I was like, I want to kill Rob so bad right now, but like I won't.
Yes.
It's his house.
No, and I was in the Mafia, but I didn't say that I was in the town. I didn't know that you're
Didn't
supposed
say
to
it.
do that. But
Gotta
yeah,
say
it was like I was busted. It was like this is a technicality.
That is a thing. That
Brian
is
was
definitely a
that
thing. that comes
too.
up in games.
We abstained from killing both of y'all, and both of y'all suck. Like that's horrible.
I didn't say.
Yeah, but the first round we got
Never
two
abstained.
really good
Never
people,
abstained.
and then we didn't kill either of them.
Abstinence has no place in Mafia.
Yeah, I don't
okay?
believe in it here.
Yeah,
Okay.
You
let
had
your
two.
seed
You had two
fly.
bad guys on the block.
That's wild.
We got so lucky on that in the end, and then didn't follow through on it. That's amazing.
And
This
you
game did
know.
not start well for the town, but it did end well for the town.
Yes, town.
I
Thank
felt
you
it
for
was
pulling
just
your weight.
Fumbling around, like we don't know what's going on. We're just like, okay, we figured it out.
Yeah,
It's
this
the
was
Chappelle,
true-
Chappelle Vlacos sussing out.
Mm.
Brian
truly
Kelly.
the darkest timeline where I'm a cop.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, the Mafia fell apart when Grace investigated Mari. That was it. We got very unlucky in this game.
Mari, you did great though. Like you fought. You fought hard.
Seriously.
That's a tough spot.
Yeah, no,
I
but
was
great,
the
thank God for
brains.
you.
I was the brains of the operation.
We needed Mari.
Confirm.
Clearly, because then they killed me.
that was wild.
Was Rob the muscle?
Yeah,
So-
I got him out for
Clearly.
early.
Someone has to
Really?
be.
I mean, I'm noticing now, Jordan, you had in the Mafia team, in the Killer Miller team, in the Mafia team, you had the entire Wrestling RHAP panel. In the Mafia, in the Killer
Yes.
Miller team, You had the challenge panel. Is this match
Yeah, why'd you
fixing?
pick it that way, Jordan?
Yes.
Yeah, why'd you
This
pick it
was
like this?
the Mafia gods wanted the podcast duos to be together in this game. It's just how it worked out. Completely random. I put it in a randomizer.
So
That's
let me
what turned out.
listen. Spoilers for those of you at home. The next game, Kirsten and Scally are going to be on a team, and Mike and Shannon are on a team. Okay. Spoiler alert.
Coincidentally, Puya and Liana are hosting also, Jordan.
See how it works? Mafia works in mysterious ways. I was
see.
kidding. Obviously, I was kidding.
I don't even know the roles for next game yet. I gotta put him through the machine now that we had some changes.
was The wild. machine.
Numbers.
So
of the
what
cast.
we're saying is Jenny
Let's
and I are always
randomizer.com,
gonna be
baby.
good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm always good. Thank God.
Love that.
All right. So I think we're good here to go to the next round, get the next round started. If the audience, if you would like to take a break, feel free to do so. Get you a snack, get you a drink. We're coming back for a second game, so don't go too far away from your computers. And then we'll hop back in for game 2 because I think we're just going to keep going here. This was way too fun.
Yeah. So let's all right, Puya buy some
Puya's an
time for
incredible
us.
host
We'll
for
find
this.
out exactly who's in the next game. I just want to make sure I have the
All right.
correct group, and then I gotta put.
All right, Liana. It's just me and you now.
So that went a little different than we thought.
Yeah, we dummies.
Yeah, we dummies. We big
Mhm.
dummies.
We big dummies. We big dummies. Yeah. So here's what's gonna happen here. So yeah, some people left, some people are coming in. So there's a couple swappies going on. New roster. I think different number of rosters, so different number of roles. Jordan's gonna fix all of that, figure that out. He'll let us know when they're ready. I have them on my screen here, but I've got them muted, so I can't hear anything they're saying. Liana, we're gonna listen. It's our time now. We have quite a few people watching, about 250-ish on Twitch, about 400-ish on YouTube. Should we just open the question time up? If anyone wants to ask us questions, they can. We'll keep
Of
this going.
course. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
always taking questions. I think now we've gotten to see what this dynamic of people is like. We've gotten to see how
Mhm.
people might play the game. And so I think that's really interesting. So now it's knowing, okay, now we know Matt, right? Now maybe we won't make the same mistake again. Seeing Sasha play, which also was a misread. I think
We
that's
have-
something that we can take a look at a little bit more closely this second round, knowing what we know now.
Yeah, it's funny because we were wrong on Matt, we were wrong on Chantel, we were wrong on Sasha, and they were 3 out of the last 5. Like
I know.
we like the only one, and I was doubting Chappelle. I was ready to come in and be like, there's no world where Chappelle correctly guesses the right person to investigate and gets it right. But then that also happened.
Mhm.
So these are things that I think of.
Well, I mean, the thing is that's why Brian Cohen was so willing to be investigated, because he was the Killer Millers, or he was part of the Killer Miller team, right? So he wouldn't show up for Grace. So that was actually a really great move from him, because Grace, I mean, I would have thought the same thing that Grace did. I would have said, yeah, well, I wouldn't have investigated him. I would have investigated Shannon because he was the one who suggested it, knowing full well now that, well, he wasn't part of the Mafia team, so he wouldn't have come up when she had screened him. So
Yes.
interesting
Yes,
move.
yes.
I love that from him.
I did love it too. I just something. I'm telling you, Chappelle is full of surprises. He really is.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, can the live people hear Puya and Leon's commentary? Not during the game, no. Only when they are perished, dead, removed from the game will they be able to click on and see us. Otherwise, honor system, they're too busy with game stuff to deal with our stuff. The other question that I saw, who was Mafia again? Let me quickly tell everyone who the Mafia and who the roles were this last round. The Mafia were Rob, Mari, and Matt. The Killer Miller team was Beth, Brian as the post people, and Allie as the Killer Miller. The doctor was Scally, the detective was Grace, and the Tony Vlachos was Chappelle. There you go. All right. Let's see. I've never played the Killer Miller role. What is that role? It's a role that Jordan's made up pretty much. It's a killing role that gets to either abstain one night and not kill, otherwise they kill, and the person who died gets to guess if they can figure out who the Killer Miller is. If they do, the Killer Miller dies instead. So that's what the role is there. The Tony role had the opportunity to investigate 2 people to find out whether they're in the Killer Miller team or not, and save one person during any one round they picked. That was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
All
Liana.
right. I think
Liana.
are we getting ready to go?
No, we're still going. We're still chugging along, Liana. For the second game.
They're not
Why?
back? They're not ready?
They're not. I mean, I'm waiting on a message from Jordan. No message.
Oh,
yet.
okay. All right. I just seen a lot of people over there, so
Yeah,
chit-chatting,
I mean,
hanging
they're-
out, having a great time.
Yeah, they're chilling. They're doing their little break of Jordan's trying. Well, Jordan left. Well,
Okay. Well, there
Jordan's
goes
audio
that.
super low. See, the good news is Jordan's not really involved in the game itself, so that works. But we already asked him, and he couldn't do it. He couldn't fix it, or he couldn't
Mhm.
change it, I guess.
Mhm.
Can you investigate and save the same round as Tony? You can do that, but you cannot investigate and save the same person. Like, you can't use two actions on the same person. You can do both in one round. I don't think you can use both your investigations in the same round, though. Yeah. What's the
Mhm.
Rose Bowl, Liana? Help me.
Football game. It's one of the college championships.
We should host the Rose Bowl. We'd be pretty good at that.
Oh,
I
us?
Yeah.
You can see us in the booth.
I'm-
Come on.
I'm seeing people loving this in between. This
Yeah, of
commentary, so
course. No, I
we
mean,
get
look,
it.
the thing is that it's Mafia is a really complicated game. And
Mhm.
I mean, even as someone who's played and who has watched games, it still takes me a little bit to like fully understand what's going on because there's just so many moving pieces. And you're
Yes.
trying to imagine, okay, let's picture this scenario where this person is this role. How would this person respond? How would that person respond? Okay, now let's flip it. Let's put it a different perspective. And you're trying to run through all of those different situations because even when you're playing, at least you have one piece of information. You know who you are. And the thing
Mhm.
is that we have zero information out here. But
Yeah.
that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, we're really going in blind. I do this commentary for in the RHAP patron group, we do a patron Mafia game at least once a month where Rob plays with the patrons. If you're interested, obviously go to patreon.com/RHAP, check that out. If you're thinking about joining. But so every first game for me is kind of like I will allow myself to mess up because I'm learning about a lot of new people for the first time that I've not been introduced to before. I'm watching their play style, how they play, and then obviously with every group the dynamics different. With every like 18 people, it's a different vibe. 18 people, there's a different role. So like if the second game 2 people leave, the roles change, but it's the same people, so you can maybe learn about the dynamics, but then the role dynamic changes. There are a lot of moving pieces here, like more so than I think Among Us could ever have, because ultimately with Among Us, you're playing with the same role, same people, you'll figure it out after like 2 rounds. But here, it's way more complicated, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I agree. I think it's one of those things also that when you're learning it for the first time, it's very overwhelming because there's so much that's going on and trying to keep track of all of that. What's the optimal strategy in every situation? And that just complicates things even more so.
Yeah. So someone said Chappelle investigated Rob and saw that he was Mafia. No, he checked Rob and saw that Rob was not Killer Miller team because that was he could only look at the Killer Miller side of the team. Yeah, I think also while we're here, let me just say, I think Leon and I are very happy with being in the commentary booth and not in the game. I think we're okay with this arrangement. We're cool with it.
That's a free for all. I'm very happy to not be a part of.
We're chilling. I'm telling you, I'm so suspect when we play because in real life as well, when I'm in a new environment, I'm quiet. I'm just quiet. I'm quiet and I observe, and that's sketchy in these games. So if I come in, I'm like, yeah, I'm just monitoring the situation, like that's sus. Get him out, and then I can't defend myself, and then it's a hot mess.
I mean, and that's the thing is that you can't be too loud, you can't be too quiet. You really are trying to ride the right amount of commentary, a right amount of comments and contributions. You also don't want to draw attention to yourself either because you are the town and you don't want anyone to vote you out or kill you, or because if you are one of the killing roles, obviously you don't want any attention on you because you're hoping to just skate on by. And then once you have attention thrown on you, that's really tough to get out of.
Yeah, and I can't shoot you. If anyone's watched me play as an imposter, I can't. I wear it on my face, so I would wear it on my camera, and it would just be a mess.
That's the other thing too that is the difference between Mafia and playing a game like Among Us is because Among Us is just audio. So the tells, what gives it away in your face, that's not a factor you have to contend with. Whereas here you have so many people staring right at you. And that's also the difference between playing in person and playing online. When you're online, literally everyone in the call can see what you're doing at every single moment. And to just try to stay neutral, that's a challenge.
Yeah, I think moving forward when we play Among Us, I think I'm just gonna start using different accents for like an hour at a time, so that you can't read, because I feel like people are starting to read my voice. So like if I come in with the Kermit the Frog, no one's gonna know what role I am. It might be easier for me to mask who I am. I think it's starting to get very easily readable.
Just play a character, and then
Yeah.
that's how you sneak under the radar.
I saw
That's not-
Kirsten in electrical. She was doing the wires. I was in camera. I was looking at the security.
Yeah. See, then who's gonna suspect a frog? No one.
Yeah, they want to keep you around for the entertainment value, right?
Exactly.
We need more. We need more of this in our lives. I'm sure.
You're being sarcastic.
Was that sarcasm? Yes,
It sounded like it. Just a little bit. I like that your mayor voice is a Southern gentleman. Like
It
that is a
changes
thing for
depending on
sure.
how I'm feeling, but yes, I am the town. We are the city.
We are the city.
We are the city. Oh gosh, random RHAP reference. That's Akiva. I'd love to see Akiva play one day. Maybe we'll get that in our lives.
Akiva would be great to watch play, because
Lying
I feel like
down.
Akiva gets heat in Among Us, and when he does, he collapses. Whether he's innocent or not, he's like, "That's a ridiculous thing to say." And it's Akiva. So you're like, "You're calling me ridiculous? You're going out now." And it's like, well, he's fine. He's completely innocent. Yes, that does that do be happening with Akiva.
Flip it right back. Flip it right on back.
And reverse it. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I if you have any questions, chat, feel free to throw them out there as we get ready. I got word that there's another person being added to the game who's not in the call yet. So
Okay, so we're putting that together. I think another
that
thing
together.
that's really interesting to think about is, when do you reveal your role, if at all? When is it
Yes.
advantageous to do so? When is it, no, you really want to keep that to yourself? Because I feel like I never know the right answer.
yeah, I find that for me, when I played Mafia, if I have a role, whether it's like obviously bad, you don't want to reveal. If it's a good role, I get very worried about when to expose it, and then I expose it when I've used it enough times that if I die next, I'm okay with it, because I'm like, at least I used it. I can give this information up, because the combination of, am I going to survive to give this information, or is it going to go to waste? That's the first debate. The second one is, can I still be protected? Because if I feel like I can be protected, when Grace comes out and says, I am the detective, doctor, save me, that is immediate, and then gets saved. That was 100% the right call, because now she's given all this information up and is still here to tell the tale, which is good.
Right. And you get a round of additive information there as well. I think it's tough because obviously you put a target on yourself. And like we saw in this last game, Scally as the doctor went out round 1. So you don't necessarily know that you're going to have that buffer for someone to protect you. Now, lucky there was a little bit of question about who's going to target who. And then, of course, Chappelle stepped in, did a little bit of saving, although it seems like it didn't necessarily matter in that case. But that's just not a guarantee.
I saw someone in the chat say Chappelle used his idol on LJ.
Classic Tony.
Good, classic Tony behavior. Yeah. So, see, in that first round, they abstained, and then Scally and Mike and Beth died. Beth was a postman, so 2 townspeople died. You should just take the shot in the first round, in my opinion. Yes. Like, it's a stray bullet. You could get a townsperson, but literally there's stray bullets all over the map. Like, Mafia could get Killer Miller for you. Killer Miller could get Mafia, but they're probably still going to get Town. So you want to, like, take that shot when the shot is hot. Sometimes you never know. If you've done a multiple choice examination, your gut can help you. It really can. Yeah. A, B, C, D. If there's 3 C's in a row, I'm not picking CM, so I don't care how right the answer looks.
This is where being an aggressive player, someone like Allie, who's really aggressive, can succeed at a game like Mafia. This is where I, as someone who's very conservative, doesn't want to go forward too fast, to like, no, let's just abstain. Let's just gather information, guys. We're all friends, aren't we? Just friends. We all just want to
We all
hang out. Nobody wants to kill each other, right? Right,
Yeah.
guys? No, wrong, Liana. You're wrong. Kill somebody. Never
Mm-hmm.
abstain. Go for it. But I can't help it. I'm an abstain
Do
kind of
you.
gal that first round. I just feel
Mhm.
bad, especially because Mafia is a game where if you get taken out that first round, like Beth only got to play one game, got taken out, and she didn't really get to play at all, which I feel really bad about. So I'm like, just give people time. Enjoy the night. Enjoy one night. You know, I hate those day one eliminations in Big Brother. At least have one night. Give Cameron one night in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like for me, when I play Among Us, Mafia at the arcade, I'm the exact same mentality in all of them, which is I'm there for the experience. So I don't care if I win or lose. I just don't want to go out early because then I'm not getting my time's worth, you know? Like I've been in these Mafia lobbies where I'll die in the first game and then I have to wait a full 45 minutes for the second game. And then by then, everyone's memory's been erased and I could still die first. Whereas with these games, there's two games. Like I know that there is no world where anyone's going to go after, say, Scally. Scally literally played one round. Mike didn't even play. Mike just got dragged out. So I feel like, especially with the Patreon games, you do notice that people who make it far might end up going away early in the second game and vice versa.
Right. Which is nice. It's nice to know that there's a little bit of wanting to spread the wealth when it comes to playing in the town of Mafia, the town of murder. What do you guys, does it have a name? Didn't you guys name
Stony
it?
Creek.
Stony Creek.
It's Jordan named it because that's
where
that's
they
the
would play in
bar
person.
that they would play. I think that bar shut down. Someone in the chat I know will correct me if I'm
Too
wrong.
many murders.
That's so not what it was.
I mean,
Too much mafia.
Too much mafia. Too many killer Millers on the loose. Not
yeah,
enough Tony Vlachos to save them.
Exactly. I've refrained. A couple asked about some of the roles. I've refrained because I do not know what roles are gonna be in the game this round because of the moving pieces. Jordan's not told me. It's Stone Creek. There's no why. I made it Stony. It's Stone Creek. Thank you, Kevin.
Stony Creek Brewery is near here, though.
That's
so if
probably
you
what
want
it
to
was.
go,
Let's blame that. Let's blame that. That's why I did that. Yeah. How was the Snoop Dogg wine? It was delicious. It's gone. It's long gone, but it was tasty. I liked it a lot. What was I saying? Yes. So Jordan will tell us what roles are going to be in the game, and then we will figure it out together. If there's any rules clarification you need, there should be a link circulating with the rules in them. And then Jordan will still clarify them, and then I will also bring it up if you still have that question once the game has started. There we go.
All right. Whew, very exciting. Well, I am interested to see how the roles get shuffled around. Are we going to see again the podcasting pairs get put together, or do you think we'll get that broken up? I can't believe that
so
a random number generator. It's random.
They don't want us to tell you, but this is all scripted. No, I'm kidding. Imagine this was scripted. No, relax.
Oof.
Yeah.
Could never. We could never.
Yeah.
We're reality TV fans. Oh, so then maybe it is scripted.
No.
What was the thing I tried to say the other day and then I said brisket? Belvita breakfast biscuits. Belvita breakfast biscuits. Yes. Sorry, that's completely unrelated to
why?
Yeah, but I misspoke. I said brisket. Whatever. Not
I want it on the record that you made a mistake. Yes.
Okay, yeah, fine. I don't know why that made me think of that.
I don't know.
Because I misspoke.
It's strange how your mind works sometimes, Liana.
Anyway, I know brisket is a word, Daquan, but there's no such thing as Belvita brisket biscuits. No, never mind.
What other pod should we watch that y'all did recently? Liana and I, Masked Singer has now concluded, right? Season 5 was over. You can still check that content out. It's still there. Because I know there's some people that will not listen to the podcast because they don't want to find out who people are, and then they'll check it after, which I do recommend. Give it a check. But Liana's been covering for Rob over on the 90 Day Fiance podcast with me. It's been very fun to have my partner in 90 Day be with me on the podcast.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun because, we went through the process. So, hey, we have some insider information that we can share about everything going down. Unlike Mafia, which we have apparently no idea what we are doing.
Yeah, we also, the month of June, I'm celebrating my 1-year streaming anniversary. Liana and I got together last night actually and answered all the questions about me and Liana. We had our own AMA, and that was a fun time as well. That's twitch.tv/Puya if you want to check that out.
All right. Well, it seems like we're starting to get the roles assigned, roles being distributed. Game 2 starting soon. So,
Liana, what's the thing you like about me? Say something you like about me.
You are so good at Mafia commentary.
Now say something honest that you like about me.
That was honest.
Did you get assigned the mattress role? Because you're lying to me right now.
Look, I'm just curious to see who's going to be joining the game. I'm curious to see how everything is going to break down. And I'm personally rooting for Mike Bloom to have a deep run, given the fact he was dragged early. I think it's only fitting. My partner in crime on the old B&B coming back soon for Survivor Season 41. So that's who I'm going for. And I'm so happy that I have you by my side to watch everything go down.
Don't give me fake words of affirmation.
All right,
Like,
well,
I can,
your choice.
if you had not see, this is the thing with, if this was Among Us and you said that, my heart would have melted. Oh, Liana's amazing. This is Mafia. I can see your face.
This
I
is
know when you're lying to me. I know when you're smiling like, I'm gonna stifle this. Like, come on, you lie to me. But honestly, thank you. I do appreciate it still, even though you're lying.
Yeah, Clem's also staring at me. She really wants Mafia to start as well.
Yeah, no, I love Liana. This is big Liana energy of like, let's go, let's
All
go,
right,
let's
I'm
go,
ready.
let's move it, keep it moving.
I want to see some murder, people. That's what I'm here for.
If you were, let's say you subbed into play,
Okay.
what role would you be hoping to get?
Ooh, what's interesting about the Killer Miller team is that I feel like always it's a little bit less heat on them. It's usually a little bit more focused on the Mafia. People are more concerned about the Mafia. And even though it's, they could be a bad role, I still feel like Mafia is the one team that's more thought about, more talked about. And so the Killer Miller is always fun because you kind of get to slide in there. Now, if you're a postman, you don't get to help make the decisions. But if you do get out, you get to drag somebody with you. Always a great time.
That's true. It's very true. All right, Liana, would you like to make the announcement?
I see Jordan's face, so I assume that means we're ready to go.
So we don't want to get copyright struck, but picture Bruno Mars is just the way you are when Jordan's face just popped onto the camera, okay?
Look at him.
The whole world stops and stares for a while. Let me join audio here and unmute him. Jordan, are you having fun?
I am having so much fun, Puya.
Good.
Are you having
Real
fun?
quick, we have as a unit, me, Liana, and the chat have requested. Tell us how many roles and which roles and all that good stuff in case there's new
Sure.
roles. Thank
so
you.
before we wake our players up, we have the same amount of players as last game, but we have a few different
Okay.
different people that are in this one. So we still have a 3-person Mafia.
Mhm.
We have a Killer Miller with 2 postmen. And on the town, we still have a detective. We still have a doctor. The only difference, instead of Tony, we are trading 1 2-time Survivor winner for another. We have the Sandra Diaz Twine. The Sandra Diaz Twine, like the Tony, will have 2 checks against the Killer Miller team. And instead of a save, the Sandra will have a kill. So at any nighttime that the Sandra is suspicious of someone, they want to take someone out, Sandra can kill that person.
All right, so let me just quickly, some people can't hear, so I'll just be quick. Y'all, it's the same roles as last time with the exception of Sandra instead of Tony. The difference between the Sandra and the Tony is that while Tony could save someone, Sandra will kill someone. They can still both only do 2 detections on the Killer Miller team. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Jordan, the floor is yours.
All right, everybody can wake up. All right. So first of all, before I start the timer, I want to have 2 new players introduce themselves. Firstly, Maggie.
Hey, I watched last time. I'm stressed.
And you may remember this man from Patron Mafia, the most recent Patron Mafia. Actually, not the most recent, the second most recent. Aman.
What it do, baby boo? Hi.
All right. So you know the roles, you know the players. We are going to start again in the first round. 5 minutes on the clock, starting now.
So Rob, what's behind that green screen?
Right to the important
Just
stuff.
growing.
Rob, did the rules
day?
Yeah, I'm rules
still-
apply?
Yeah,
Are you gonna fire us if
No.
Oh.
Strategy. Okay.
I'm in the town. I just want to start off by saying I'm in the town.
I'm not over Maggie just being like, hey.
Yeah. Also, I like that Amon's biggest credit is that he was from Patron Mafia 2 years ago.
You
may know him
Most
from
notably
Patron
from
Mafia.
Patron Mafia from the
But wait, Rob.
The ratings,
wait,
the
wait,
ratings were out of
wait.
this world.
What are you talking about? What else has Amon done? I don't understand.
Amon's Twitter bio, right? From that one Patron
Yeah,
Mafia.
that one Patron Mafia.
Yo, the
Lon's
ratings
actually
were
here
to die
as a-
for. Okay. Like
He
it was
also
such a
does
huge
Harry
success.
Potter on Twitch.
Yeah.
So.
And that's it.
It was a
That's
great
it.
game.
Some chapstick, you know. So
Yeah.
So is anyone gonna tell me how to vote? Or...
Shannon, you
Does
go
not like
with your gut. This is
I think my gut was so right.
forming
People
alliance
tell me what
or-
to do. I love to be bossed around.
Yeah, we should have gone with our gut last.
So that's what we're
sauce.
okay.
I'm just saying if this is, it's not that kind of game, but if it were, I love being bossed around.
Oh. Yeah,
Same.
honestly,
Same.
co-sign. Tell me what to do.
Oh, I have to tell y'all about the text message I got from Kirsten earlier.
Because you are going
We're
to
listening,
flip
Chappelle.
out of context. No, I need to tell you about the text I got from Chappelle
It doesn't matter. He'll
today.
tweet it out anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
He was listening to my
No,
podcast.
no,
and
we are
there's
not
an
gonna spin
episode-
this. How dare you.
So there's an episode about autoerotic asphyxiation.
I just,
Oh wow!
Okay,
I just
that's
needed
all I have to
clarity
say.
about certain things. I just needed clarity.
This is amazing.
I really want to read y'all the message I sent to Jordan last round when I was trying to figure out how to play. I said, do I get to investigate someone now? He says, sure. I said, how many more rounds? He's like, you have 2 the whole game. I said, but how many more rotations? He's like, until the game is over. I said, okay, I'll investigate Cohen. He said, Cohen's on the killer team. I said, bitch, he's about to kill me. He's about to kill me.
Oh
my god.
I was devastated.
That is incredible.
I was more devastated.
Oh no!
Listen, I was sitting there like Chappelle, King, legend.
Chappelle legend, man.
I called
Totally
Brian because I didn't have my sound on for that round because my mom called too much information. And he was like, I was like, but Chappelle said he's the Tony. And he's like, but he won't investigate me because I've been cleared as Killer Miller. And then boom, we flash. It's like, Cohen's on the team.
I love
You
Chappelle
just
played
tell
the-
that it's eating Cohen alive.
It's the worst.
too.
I was so
He's
excited to
mad
win.
still.
I was so excited.
You're almost
He
there.
thought he had
Yeah.
it locked.
Oh, I
I had my
understand.
final tribal speech ready.
I was
I don't know if you got enough credit for when you told Grace also to investigate me next because I've already been
I
cleared.
know.
Yeah,
That was
well,
good.
then you'll know I'm on the town.
I
I
said,
did
text
not
like, you're a
investigate
young
him,
genius.
so-
You're a genius.
Young genius.
Brian
How old is
Cohen,
Brian?
he deserves a daytime
21.
Emmy.
What are we calling young?
He's good. He's good.
Asia, you look like you're thinking, which I like.
Ooh.
Yes, I'm trying to see like, because it's weird because I'm like, who's not talking? But then I'm also not talking because I'm looking.
Watch everyone. Suss them out.
Let me call out the people
like,
for being
Matt's
quiet.
talking.
Yeah, it was so
Like,
fun. I'm just gonna keep talking.
yet.
I'll talk over
One
everyone.
Yeah,
It's cool.
Matt, I'll never trust you again in my
Yeah.
natural born
Yeah.
life.
That was
Yeah,
my-
don't trust me. Don't
No,
trust
he's not.
me.
He's
Love
a
Matt.
villain.
Don't trust me.
Matt is a villain.
Just vote me out. It's cool.
That's that 303 song,
Please
right?
don't.
Well, Kirsten,
Yeah, don't trust
last
the hoe.
round, Mari was like, we should vote out the outspoken people. And I was like, why? I was like, they know how to play the game. We don't. Get the quiet people. And I was like, where's Matt?
30 seconds.
Pick me up.
Where's Matt?
Where's Matt?
I have questions. I will say I was watching. Shannon, you did mention the vote first. Not going to vote for you.
But every time I did that last time. That's my shtick. And I was
did vote for you. I did
That
vote
is
for you
what
last
Shannon
time
does.
too.
the greatest hits, and I stick with them. That's
It might
all
be
I-
coming for you.
Yiddish in an Australian accent is just something I didn't know I needed.
Iconic.
I have chutzpah. What can I say?
Okay, it is time to go to the vote. So please go to the spreadsheet and choose who you want to nominate for first nominations. Make sure you're in the first nominations column. I see a couple of you nominated under second nominations. Just waiting on a few more votes, and then I can reveal. Allie, vote under first nominations. I cleared your one from second.
I honestly forgot who I voted for. Please hold.
Okay. Okay. The votes are in. Our two nominees are Grace and Jenny with 3 votes each. A bunch of people had 2, a couple people had 1. Grace and Jenny, please unmute.
The Canadian attack happening right now.
Jenny, I voted for you. Would you?
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay. Well, we.
I can go first. I am in the town. Definitively. I have no special role. I don't know. Vote Jenny or abstain. That would be great.
Okay, so I was just town last game. I thought I was going to get a cool role this time. I'm just town again. I did not get to play very long last time. I have nothing to offer to you except for trying to figure out who everyone was. I think I had some good reads last game. Please keep me around. If you're not sure about Grace either, abstain. Yeah, I don't know. I'm generally against abstaining in the first round, but I encourage you to not vote me. And if you think that if you have a good gut feeling about Grace as well, please just keep both of us. And yeah.
Okay. You could vote for Jenny, you could vote for Grace, or you could abstain. So all the voters, please, under first vote, make your decision. Just waiting for AJ's vote, and then I could reveal.
It is not letting me vote.
Try refreshing the page. And actually, refresh the page. In the meantime, just give me a verbal vote because everyone else has voted, so it won't affect theirs.
I'm abstaining.
Okay. So I will reveal the votes, and it's going to be close. 7 people abstained. That is not a majority of the voters. 7 voted for Grace, 1 voted for Jenny. So Grace is dead. Everybody can go to sleep.
Oof.
Tie vote did not matter.
I
Sadly,
mean-
this is where Grace gets the boot, which again makes sense given that Grace showed how good she is and also made it far in the game. That's
Yes.
why that happened.
Exactly. And I mean, look, if I was part of a killing team, I would absolutely get Grace out right away.
Let's look at the 3 people that voted her that put her in this position. Maggie, Sasha, and Asia were the 3 that did this. So that's the that's the information you want.
Part
there.
of the logic there could also be, look, you got a chance to play, you had a role that had actions, right? You weren't just a townsperson that was there. You were the detective. You had some agency in the game. So it also could be a decision that is, look, you got to do this. It's more of it's not a vote for Grace so much as it is not a vote for other people.
Right. I want to also make the note that Chantel was the 1 vote on Jenny. Chantel voted Kirsten in the first go, and then in the final vote between Grace and Jenny, voted Jenny. So I'm curious if that's going to come back to be a part of the conversation. I want to just let people know this is very common in these Mafia games we do, where the second game opens with the first round being still a first game discussion. So that was normal. What you saw was something that happens every week that we play. So this next round, expect everything to be forgotten and everything to be about this round. Most likely. We have 7-7-1. Wow.
Right. So because it's not the majority, unfortunately, Grace has to be 6
What's
feet
the
under.
opposite of gracing us with our with her presence? What's the opposite of that? Because that's what happened. Great, Grace, I see you in the chat.
Noping
Killed
on
it that
out of
first
here.
game.
Unfortunately,
No.
that's the problem. You got that masterclass play in the
Mhm.
first game, and then unfortunately, that ends up coming back to, I think, probably to bite you in the butt that second time around. But
yeah.
I think this is interesting because I think with someone like Grace out, who has so much skill when it comes to the game of Mafia, what do we think this is going to have? How big of an impact is this going to put on the rest of the game? Because we're going to see some new voices pop up, and it's going to be interesting to see who's going to take on that role.
Yes, and I do think that there were quite a few players in that first game that were unsure how the game worked that now know the mechanics of the game. So I would expect to see them being more active as well. I'm very curious where this goes. So I see, listen, Bruno Mars said it again. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's all happy, ready to talk. So we'll just give the mic over back to him. All right. Jordan, you're good to go.
All right, everybody can wake up. Remember, this is a game with the Killer Miller. So make sure you keep your camera on, even if I tell you that you are dead. I'm gonna wait till I see everybody. All right. So in the middle of the night, only one person died. That person is Sasha, and you have 4 minutes.
Hi, Sasha.
So the Killer Miller either was Grace.
Yeah. So the Killer
Wait,
Miller either
yeah, so
didn't
it
kill
was
someone.
either Grace chose to abstain or killed someone who got saved.
They're the same one through.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Is there any other option for
The
that,
save?
or is that it?
Wait,
Okay, what was the third one?
So
Well,
it's
no.
either the
Either,
Killer
yeah.
Miller was Grace and we voted
Mhm.
correctly off the jump, or they chose to abstain night one, which I don't think is super likely, or they chose to kill someone who got
got saved by the
saved. So
doctor.
maybe tried to kill the doctor. I feel like
Who
normally
got
the doctor
saved by
saves
the
himself.
doctor or
Or-
Sandra?
You get saved by
No,
the
Sandra
doctor.
doesn't
Sandra
have
has
to
to
save.
kill.
Sandra
Sandra
kills.
kills.
She
He
doesn't
doesn't
save.
save.
baby.
Oh.
She
Right. Sandra doesn't. I got it.
Yeah.
Anybody but her.
Okay.
I got information.
Exactly.
I got information.
Oh, all right, go
Shut
ahead.
up.
Oh, AJ.
What?
I am the detective. Mike is a mafia. Get out of here, Mike.
Could you?
Oh,
Get out of here.
What are you talking about?
Is anyone else?
Michael.
What do you have to say?
What? That's incredible, AJ.
That's a very incorrect read. Because I am the doctor. And
The lies and deception. Stop lying to these good folks.
What? Well, let's just say that you're not
Is anyone else
lying
the
about your role as
doctor?
well.
Yeah, who's the doctor?
The doctor should not come out and count.
No, you're right. You're right. Don't say it. No, Mike's
Don't say-
obviously lying. Mike's obviously
So
lying.
like,
Yeah.
what is
That
happening?
sucks.
Sorry, I got caught up in the moment. Sorry.
How
Obviously,
that
Mike is
sucks.
lying.
Mike, that was such a good move. I would have been like I would have never thought to be like, I'm the doctor.
It worked until everyone else realized that it was not the thing. That was
My
not
stupid ass was sitting here waiting to see somebody say, "Yep, I'm the doctor." I was
Yeah,
like,
Me too. I was like, Kirsten. I was like on Kirsten. I was like, yeah, good idea, Kirsten.
I got so
like,
swept away,
oh.
and I was like, well, wait, no.
Like, well,
Obviously,
Mike, who'd you save?
yeah.
Yeah, wait, great question, Mike. Who did you save if you're the doctor?
Oh, I saved Daisha
Why?
because I had a feeling if people were gunning for her because she lasted long into the last game,
Did
right?
she?
Her name wasn't.
Look at how he stone cold lies to all of us.
lying.
Nobody nominated her because they're true.
How is
I
that
coming out of my
closed
mouth.
heart.
Did the Mafia try to kill Asia?
I don't
believe it.
I don't even know y'all anymore.
Gonna 30,
Mike
130.
Bloom again.
I swear on my son, Asher David Bloom's name.
All right.
I believe him.
I
believe him. I believe him.
I'm trying to think
Could
about
have-
how it still can
Guys,
come
can
into
we
the
think
window
for a
right
second?
now,
Listen.
kidnap my child,
Mike,
throw
we
him
get
down a
it.
well. I am not lying here. I am not
Hold
mocking.
on.
All right,
Also,
listen,
this is
please
compelling.
listen. So
I don't
again,
think Mike
the
would
logic
lie
of
on
last
his
game-
kid in
He could have.
would.
He could have gotten
I
one
wanna hear what
pass
Allie-
for this
I wanna hear
game.
what Allie
has to say. Allie, what were you saying?
Gonna say something smart.
With my logic, not my logic, the logic from the last game, what purpose would AJ have to come out and take a swing like that with only two people are gone?
Yeah.
Somebody would counterclaim like AJ's
He'd be a
coming
legend.
with true information. Don't get
Yeah.
swayed by
Charmin,
mixed
shut up.
mastermind.
Right.
I will say, I'm trying to think about our extensive conversations about swearing on stuff that we've
Yeah.
spoken about. Come down on it,
Stop
it's
or whatever.
fine. The
30
only thing that
seconds,
matters
30
is
seconds.
if anyone else cares about it.
Right. And he knows we don't give a shit.
Well, nobody asked him to do that. Which
That's how confident I am in my.
on your
conviction.
fingers crossed.
The
No
well
fingers
was
crossed.
the well
We
was
have one
scary.
card left.
He
Is
could
his
have.
name really David?
10 seconds.
He could have gotten a pass for this game
Yeah.
to give that.
5 seconds.
All
Whatever
pass,
it
yeah.
takes.
But what if like
Pass.
AJ
Please
and
vote for
Mike
Mike
are
Bloom.
Okay. It is time to go to the spreadsheet. Second nominations. Please choose who you are nominating. Just waiting for Scally's vote. Okay, the votes are in. All right, Mike has 11. AJ has 2. Those are the 2 nominees. Amon and Kirsten were the only 2 people with 1 vote. So, Mike, AJ, please unmute.
I'm gonna let the lying cop go first.
I don't want to be a cop. Like, that's the worst case scenario for me. But Mike, you're bad. Your time is up. Get out of here. You're wasting your time speaking. This is a waste of time. I would like to say I'm going to investigate Amon next because I don't trust that man as the cop. Okay, you can go, Mike. Your last speech before you die into the wherever you go afterwards.
Jews don't believe in hell, so joke's on you, AJ. Look, folks, back in the fall, we met a man by the name of David Alexander. Pretty similar characteristics to myself, don't you say? Went early on the last game due to, let's face it, bullshit circumstances. Some thought deserved a second chance. Someone who has a power, doesn't necessarily know how to use it, like a doctor, like someone who would come forth and say that they're a doctor. Someone who feels, quite honestly, powerless. Someone, a loud voice and a detractor who you want in the game. If you are a bad person, of which I am not, you want me in this game because all eyes are on me at the moment. If you vote me out now, it's a bad thing. I also will say, as the doctor, I'm checking voting records. I'm absolutely saving you if you do indeed either abstain or vote for AJ here. So if you want a clean bill of health, make sure you keep me in this game.
All right. So you could vote for AJ, you could vote for Mike, or you could abstain under second vote. AJ and Mike do not vote. Everyone else does. Okay, the votes are in, and by a vote of 10-3, Mike is dead. Everybody can go to sleep.
That sucks. I feel bad for Mike. I would
don't
have
care
kept him
if
in
he's
just
the
for
most-
fun.
Yeah, I think the minute these two are going at each other, I was like, keep them for the fun, and keep them
Yeah.
because like Mike literally got to play all of 7 minutes tonight. I feel like this is what the third thing I've
Let's
seen Mike in where he's gone too soon.
Send Mike the StreamYard. Bring him in here. Add him to the
Would
commentary
he be down?
panel.
Low key, would he be down? Hold up. I'm messaging. I'm messaging when we talk here. I am the one doing the banners, by the way, on the lower third. If you were wondering, yes, I'm shady and I don't mind. I'm very okay with this. Leon, what did you gather of that round, though?
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I mean, I think obviously the majority of the time was taken up with the whole AJ Mike experience of it all. And that kind of was really the only thing that you could focus on. Now, there was a little bit of conversation before that, but that was mainly just trying to debug what had happened that previous round because there was only one death. So meaning that either whoever truly is the doctor made the correct save or the Killer Miller abstained here. And that was why we only had one death in that first nighttime round. Which if you're the Killer Miller, there's no real reason to abstain in that first round, which does make me feel like the save was either correct or Grace, I guess, would have been the Killer Miller there.
Here's the thing, if Grace was the Killer Miller and AJ goes 1 for 1 on the investigation B, this is about to be the quickest game. Like, not necessarily because like obviously their Mafia is still in there, but wow, truly. So I don't even know where else to go from here. I would like to point out to the vote chart, Chantel has voted Kirsten both rounds, nominated Kirsten, and then was one of 3 people to vote AJ here at the end. In addition to Asia, who was quote defended by Dr. Mike. Wow, I just realized that's what it is. Dr. Mike and Aman, who was shaded by AJ.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I was Amon and AJ said, "I'm gonna investigate you," I'm gonna vote you out. Just even for the fun of it all, even if I was innocent.
All right, so we've got Jordan here. Let me just pass it over to him, and he'll take us on this voyage. Jordan, the floor is now yours.
All right, everybody can wake up. All right, so in the middle of the night, again, there was only one death. The person who is dead is Brian Cohen. But Brian Cohen, you were killed by the Killer Miller, so you have a guess. Jenny is not the Killer Miller. Brian is dead. You have 4 minutes.
Okay, so that means that the Mafia killed someone who the doctor saved?
Yes.
Which means that we can confidently say Mike was not the doctor.
Certainly lying.
That was wild. What a wild
That was
ride.
so
He was
Flexed by the doctor too.
Were we confused about that?
I got so swept up in that. Like I'm sitting here, I'm on my third drink. I'm like, I got so fucking carried.
I didn't want to vote for it.
Kirsten,
I didn't
I
either.
was there with you.
Like, but
wait, who
there's
voted
no sense in like AJ
Wait,
like
so hold on,
tanking
hold on,
Mike's
hold on.
game.
We need
like,
to talk about the
immediately for
votes.
nothing.
AJ, did you investigate me, AJ? Did you?
I did
find
not,
anything
Aman.
Interesting.
I did not investigate you.
Oh,
I, in fact, investigated and found another Mafia. Explain yourself, Kirsten.
Oh
my God!
My vote is already passed for the spreadsheet.
Kirsten, just don't do that.
Oh my god, AJ, are you?
You're gonna swear on.
No, this is
This
crazy.
is amazing.
I'm sitting here. I don't have anything to swear on. I'm alone. I have no love in my life. I have
You love me, damn it. You swear on my life, Kirsten. Swear on my life now.
I swear on Chappelle Legends.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Oh
Jordan,
my God,
I
Chappelle,
swear on
indoors.
Chappelle's- I swear
I'm
on
pausing.
God.
I'm gonna pause the time. I'm pausing the time. I'm pausing the time. Allie has a rules question. Allie, what's your rules question?
I lied. I just want you to verify that I've already cast a vote for Kirsten before AJ even said that. Thank you. Please verify in the spreadsheet.
He can't do
I am
that.
resuming the time.
Yes, I can. I can vote for whenever I
But
want.
he can't verify anything. Come on.
No, he can't. But
I
you
can verify. I can verify votes. Keep playing the game.
heard Jordan
swear-
roll his eyes as he said that.
First
I
of all,
heard him roll his eyes.
I'm in the town. I'm just a boring townsperson again. The sorrow in my heart when I don't get a DM from Jordan Kalish during Mafia.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I swear on Chappelle's text to me about autoerotic asphyxiation that I am a good guy. I'm
Well, what do you think AJ's doing, Kirsten? What's he up
I
to?
don't understand. I believed him about Mike. I nominated Mike. I voted Mike out. I was like, okay, yes, AJ's got this, but now he's lying on me, and I don't understand.
Took it too far.
Yeah, how
Can I
about
ask a
somebody
question?
investigate AJ? How about
Yeah.
we start doing that?
Oh, don't waste time.
Can't do that
Yes,
because
we got it.
AJ is the
Okay, so do we think this is my thought of what happened this round?
Okay.
That
Tell us.
AJ revealed himself. The real doctor saved AJ. The mafia tried to kill AJ.
As they should.
And that's why it didn't go through. And AJ asked about Kirsten. That is what I think happened behind the scenes here. No?
Logical
Yes.
explanation.
Okay.
Well,
That's
except
fine.
for the part where
would-
he asked about me, because if he'd asked about me, he would have gotten a
be
different
honest,
answer.
I
So I
feel
don't
like
know why he's lying.
We're probably already voting Kirsten. I would
Yeah,
like
we
to
are.
hear a little
Hey,
bit from the
excuse
people
me.
that voted
I agree,
AJ on the
Sally.
last vote.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, who voted for AJ last time? Like,
I
despite
did.
AJ.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
voted for AJ because it didn't make sense why Mike would say he was the doctor.
No, wait, but hear me out.
What?
It does make sense if he's trying to flesh out the real doctor, right? So he says it. Kirsten
And
backdoored
Kirsten
said,
jumped on it.
Doctor,
Yeah.
say who you are, doctor. And everybody, if it wasn't for Ali, wouldn't even know.
Wait, I have a question.
In Asia, now I'm
AJ,
looking at you.
Kirsten, I love you.
How are your reads so good? How are you
It's
doing this?
unreal.
Amazing.
I know shady people when I see them.
Wait, why are you lying?
My guy.
That's my question. Why are you lying about me,
30
AJ?
seconds. AJ, you've had some good reads. Who else should we be looking at here?
Well, no, don't tell him who they're gonna investigate because the mafia. could
Oh,
still
I
maybe
mean, like,
get
who should we
killed.
vote for?
Listen,
Yeah, there has to be a second person though.
Have a second person.
I'm so confused because I trusted him and I went with him. And
Oh, cheers.
Trusted you, girl. You swore on my life. You swore on my choking text 10 messages. seconds.
I get added to that
She's
group
okay
chat, by the
losing
way.
votes.
Is that, like,
Second.
before you die, Kirsten, can you like add me to that chat?
Right, it is time to go to the spreadsheet, and you are going to nominate third nominations. Please choose who you are nominating. Just waiting for Chappelle's vote. All right. Kirsten has 10 votes. Kirsten is the first nominee. There's going to be a runoff between AJ, Chantel, and Rob. So everybody is voting in this runoff vote, including Kirsten, including the 3 people up for the runoff. Please do that now. Just waiting for Chantel and Shannon's votes. Rob, someone I think changed the vote that you had in there. Go into your cell, Rob, and change your vote. And Shannon, I think you voted in Sasha's row. Or maybe Rob, somebody voted. I'm going to clear the vote from Sasha's row. So Rob and Shannon, please go into your own cells and make sure that you're voting for the person you want to vote for? Okay. Now the votes are in. The winner of the runoff is Chantel with 7 votes. Congratulations, Chantel. You have won a trip to the nomination block with Kirsten. So, Kirsten, Chantel, please unmute.
Okay, so I think I figured out what went wrong here. I'm confused. So, first and foremost, I would just like everyone to recognize I am impaired. Okay, I'm impaired. But I do think here's what happened. I think Grace must have been the real detective, and AJ was able to make a claim. I think that he got lucky getting Mike. I think Mike was obviously bad. I think that was a lucky guess, but he was not so lucky when he guessed me, because I'm just a regular townsperson, just living my life, going grocery shopping, feeding my family, living my life. And so I would just like to appeal to you all. In life, I have nothing. In this game, I have a family. Please don't kill me. I have so much to live for.
Okay, I'm 100% town, so it only would make sense that for both Kirsten and I are town at this point, because like I voted for Kirsten because I thought that she must have been Mafia because, you know, whatever, doth protest too much. So at this point, again, I'm town 100%, and I think that we must both be town or it's Kirsten, but I definitely am like Kirsten's Mafia or I'm town 100%.
All right. You could vote for Chantel, you could vote for Kirsten, or you could abstain. Third vote, please do one of those things now. Kirsten and Chantel do not vote. Everyone else who is alive does. Shannon, I think you voted in the runoff column. Please vote under your name. Okay.
Definitely getting the award for worst voter.
All right. Kirsten, the good news is you didn't get all the votes. 10 people voted for you. 1 person abstained. So, Kirsten, you are dead. Everyone can go to sleep.
Jenny there throwing an abstain vote, wanting Kirsten perhaps to play a little bit longer as a friend. You're muted for us.
You're not muted for us. I'm muted for us. Yeah. So Jenny wanted to, nice Kirsten, and we're also nice people, Liana, you and I. We have adopted a person onto the commentary booth. That person's name is Mr. Mike Bloom. Mike. Hello.
Yo, this is some bullshit.
Oh, Mike.
I love that you stopped it. You're like, should I say it? No. I'm going to say it.
I thought, no, not Mike, not again. They like dragged and then immediately outed as Mafia. That's
Francesca
brutal.
Hoagie of Mafia.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What's it called? Don't confirm or deny.
No, I'm
what
the
your role
doctor.
was.
I'm the doctor.
He's the doctor. An apple a day kept him away
from the game.
I mean, listen, either AJ is the best detective of all time or is the Puya of the game and has the worst reads. So it's one or the other. I don't know. We'll see.
Is that what's defined as the Puya of the game? Just having like abysmal reads on what's going on?
Oh yeah. Like if you came on here and you're like, yo, you know what? Puya has some decent reads in Among Us. You're in the wrong stream. Leave. Don't see me like this. I don't like being seen like this. I mean, here's the thing. The second round kind of goes because what happened in the first round happened here again, where AJ starts off, says this person is suspect, and then that's all the focus pretty much. So did either of you get anything here aside from that as a read?
Yeah, I mean, you mean outside of like the AJ stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to focus on. I mean, listen, I'll be honest. I was surprised, regardless of my role, that I ended up getting a couple of people didn't vote for me in the form of like Aman and Aisha and Chantel. Seems like I was interested by the Chantel suspicion, and I don't know about her final argument. That was odd to me. Of like, well, maybe you can abstain. I think that was an odd option to throw out there.
To me, Chantel has been the one person in the entire lobby who has voted Kirsten twice. So could just get on and be like, listen, I've been voting Kirsten every round. I already knew this was it. let's move on to the next round, and no one would have batted an eye. So I also agree
Exactly.
the explanation was a little shifty to me.
I do feel that though, when you're under pressure and you don't understand, like, what did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. Why am I up here with Kirsten? We know that she is Mafia, or at least we really presume that she is. And so you just don't really think about what you're going to say. So you kind of just word vomit a bit until something comes out that sounds good enough.
Again, I know nothing, but if I were to make like a suspicion behind this, is that I think Chantel might be on one of the bad teams, knows Kirsten is probably on the other bad team, and is like, if I can try to keep her in, we keep winnowing down people from the other team, that's going to make things better for us, but also keeping others in the game will also help.
Yeah.
Me. That's the feeling I'm getting right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that could absolutely be the case.
Yeah, and I do think so too. I'm curious where we go from here, because now we know the doctor could very well still be alive. The killer Miller is alive because they just had a guess in.
I don't think
the last
AJ is
round.
going to survive. I mean, unless, well, I guess because
Can the doctor save someone twice in a row?
No,
I don't think
They have
so, no.
They have to alternate it. So, and there's no Tony this time, so there's only a Sandra who will kill. So I think AJ.
Imagine everyone kills AJ.
Just a dog pile of it could happen where AJ's the only one, and then they'll have him. Well, let's see what happens, because he's the man of the hour. Jordan's here, ready to go. So allow me to just pass the mic over to him. Let me just unmute here so we make sure we hear him, so I don't make that mistake. Jordan, the floor is yours. Feel free to take it away.
All right, everybody can wake up. Remember to keep your cameras on, even if I tell you you were dead, because this is a Killer Miller game. 2 of you are dead. Those 2 people are AJ and Chappelle. Chappelle was killed by the Killer Miller. So Chappelle, you have a guess as to the Killer Miller's identity.
Yeah, I had a feeling I was going out here, you guys. Let's see. Man, I wanted to protect Rob so much last game and I've just been betrayed left and right. I'm gonna have to guess Rob here.
Rob is not the Killer Miller. Chappelle is dead. AJ is dead. You have 4 minutes.
So Jenny, why did you abstain?
It's just a Kirsten thing. I knew she was going. It was like just a like bestie solidarity thing so that I could be like, I didn't vote you out. I did nominate her. I knew she was going. It was just
Your besties with a Mafia person.
Come on.
Choosing
Okay,
not
wait.
to vote
So
with the house.
we're not voting.
What does it matter?
No,
Like,
it's not. No, it's not Jenny.
It actually
Can I
warmed
go
my
to
heart
Asia
to see.
for a
I'm not gonna
second?
lie.
yeah, I'm a soft bitch. Like that's my
It was
girl.
cute. It was
I
cute.
know.
Okay,
she's
okay.
going.
All right, we got
It
it.
was
Yeah.
really
Okay,
good.
we're eating the time.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
so
stressed.
I actually felt really good at you from the beginning, because you were like thinking about. I find when like you're looking at someone who's like trying to read the game, they're probably good. I don't know if we got an answer on why you nominated AJ in that mic, or voted out AJ in that mic round, or I missed it because of the.
Because I thought there was no way that Mike would lie like that. Like,
Okay, so because you're a good person. Got it. Okay.
yeah.
Like in life, yeah, I understand. Okay.
I'm a little bit stressed that we haven't gotten the Killer Miller or either of their
I
posts.
mean, what do
yet.
we know about that? Who have we cleared?
So
Rob
Jenny and
and
Rob
Jenny.
are not.
Me.
Yeah.
But they could be postmen. They're not. That's how Brian snuck.
Right. Yeah.
The Sandra is investigating them, right? So they could still be in and holding information or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the Sandra doesn't want to give the information they're getting because they don't want to expose.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they can kill.
I'm
They
very
can't,
unfamiliar with
they
this
can't
role.
kill on the same round. So even if they've discovered, like, let's say this previous round, they wouldn't kill until the next round.
But they shouldn't waste their kill. At that point, they should tell us, and we'll kill us.
Okay,
with
fair,
that.
fair, fair.
Agreed, Allie.
Because I'm not saying come out. Don't come out right now.
I gotcha.
But it's worth talking about, because
2 minutes.
if you've they may have not investigated people, but if they've investigated 2 people and we know we only have 1 Mafia left, that's like almost clearing that. You know what I mean? Like, we're most
Okay.
concerned with Killer Miller team, but they could be
Shannon.
dead. So
Shannon, do you have a read?
Chantel's been all over the place, but I think that might not be it.
I'm usually really smart at these type of things, and like I'm like way in over my head.
one of those annoying players that you're playing with, like poker or something, doesn't know how to play, and then they end up winning, and you're like, well, oh, that's annoying.
That literally
happens. Okay,
Sorry, that's
I
me.
w-
Sorry.
I will say that I am sus of Matt because he's doing the
wait a
exact
minute.
same thing. No, look, no.
No,
You are
here's
doing the
difference.
exact same
No, I'm
thing
not.
as
No,
last
I'm not,
game.
because I was a lot quieter in the last one.
Were you?
I was just sitting here. I was not able to look at you on the screen because I'm not a sociopath, and I had to avoid. I'm looking at you right now. I'm looking at your Amazon.
Guys, really quick. Sorry to cut you off, Matt. I'm going to pause this. Brian Scally is frozen. He is
He's on his way back.
His Zoom quit. He's coming back. So just freeze for a second. I'm going to put. You have a minute left. I'm going to give you a minute and a half because I'm not sure how long Scally was frozen for, and then we'll get back to the game. Do we have Scally back? Puya, you and other.
Oh, no, here we go.
Never
Here we go.
mind. We're good.
Let's see if this works.
Yeah, he's coming in.
And we can make a note to edit this out of the podcast.
Yeah. Scally, we froze the time. You have a minute and a
okay.
half left in the round. You are back, and I'm going to start the time now.
At the risk of making myself sus by saying this, because I'm going to clear myself for Killer Miller, I do think the actual Killer Miller is a newer player because the strategy they should sort of be using is killing the person who was cleared already. And they haven't done that. So I think Rob, knows that because he plays like once a week with the patrons. So I don't think Rob is,
More
Rob
once
is
a
already
month.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to however that helps.
So is it
1 minute.
Would that
I don't-
be Matt or who's
No,
new to this?
no, it's not. It's It's not me.
I've
I don't
never
trust
played,
Rob because Rob's
but I did
being
play
way too
all
quiet.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
Rob's confirmed not Killer Miller, so he'd be the one. He could
Mafia.
be Postman or in
I
Mafia.
believe it.
What do you think, Ellie?
don't that I'm not the mafia. I'm in the town.
Oh my God, Rob, I
Who
can't.
was killed by the Killer Miller? Cohen?
Jenny was confirmed
Yeah.
not Killer Miller, and
Yeah,
Jenny's
he
alive,
guessed
so that
me.
to me says
Chappelle
it's
got
a-
killed by the killer.
Yeah.
Mill.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
I'm trying to think of who would go after Cohen and Chappelle.
It's hard to think it like that.
Ooh.
It's totally
I
random. You're
know.
thinking of who's not going to guess you. I think.
Ellie, do you have a strong inclination?
No.
Okay, well that's helpful.
I'm gonna
15
get screwed
seconds.
here. Well, I think Amon's probably safe because he
10
made a
seconds.
vote that probably didn't make sense earlier. I think
So why
Amon's
does that
probably safe.
You trust him
what?
because he made a suspicious vote?
I'm confused.
No,
Okay. It is time to go to the spreadsheet. Fourth nominations. Please choose who you want to nominate. Okay, the votes are in. Our nominees are Matt and Shannon. Matt has 5, Shannon has 2, Chantel, Jenny, Rob each had 1. So Matt and Shannon, please unmute.
Sorry, just looking at who voted for me on the spreadsheet I'm so bad at.
yeah, taking a look.
I
Should I
voted
go?
for you.
Yeah, I can see that now. It's right there. Should I go?
Yeah.
I mean, don't vote me out. I don't know what I did wrong to be here. I voted for Matt. I feel like I agree with Asia's points about Matt playing a very similar game. He played that really well last game. I don't have really any huge feelings about it, but I just felt most strongly about him. But I'm just in the town, reckless at saying that, and that's all I got.
Look, all I've got is I'm a townsperson. I didn't get a message from Jordan. I would also say that I would encourage you to abstain because I have no reason for it to be Shannon. I don't know what I did that's sus other than playing a similar game, but I can't help it. Just playing how I know to play. So please don't vote for me. Please. Just do
I
my
just want to
best.
say, please don't vote for me, please.
Oh, yes, say that. Let's get that in. Abstain.
You can vote
Abstain.
for.
I have a cat.
Guys,
Do you want to make her sad?
Do you want them to
Do you
abstain?
wanna look at her.
Shannon, tell them to
Yeah.
abstain.
All right.
I know.
You could vote for Matt. You could vote for Shannon, or you could abstain under fourth vote. Please do one of those options now. Someone, I don't know if it was Shannon or somebody voted in Shannon's column.
It was me. I'm so sorry.
There you go. Scally voted. Amon, you need to vote. Okay. Gonna reveal the votes by a vote of 5-2 to 1. One person abstained, 2 for Shannon, 5 for Matt. Matt is dead. Everyone can go to sleep.
The cat argument was strong. Not gonna lie, that worked on me too.
I would have not voted for her.
I wouldn't have
after
voted
that
for
if I
her
was
either.
Matt. Yeah,
I mean,
no
you
way.
are cat people. I'm a dog person, so I don't know if it would have worked on me personally. Maybe a pet argument overall.
You would have been like, you know what? I don't care. Bye, Shannon.
Yeah,
I'm
look
voting
at
you out.
Matt here pulling off the Chantel argument. Doesn't work on him this time though. With like why don't you just abstain? I don't know. I feel like that's a fine first game thing, but not really a good second game thing.
Yeah, I think fourth vote of the game too. It's near impossible, given that they have figured out that okay, the Killer Miller and the 2 post people are still at large. They have to take a shot if they even have an inkling, and clearly enough of them had that inkling because 5 were on Matt, 2 were then it was Shannon, Chantel, Jenny, Rob, pretty much getting like little vote, 1 vote here, 1 vote there.
Yeah,
that's all. The 1 abstain was Amon. And then
I'll be honest. I don't know what Amon's doing this game. To be
I don't
Amon
either.
plays
His
like
voting record is all over the place.
Yeah, no, I saw a bunch of you in the chat being like, Amon's so quiet. He must be the post person. I'll tell you this. The last time Amon played, he was a postman. And immediately in the first round, he said, I'm a postman. Take me out. I'll take you out. Easy. And he survived like a long way into the game. So Amon plays very much. You cannot tell what Amon's doing. So if anyone thinks they have a read on Amon, I would throw it out. I have no idea. Amon's a big mystery to me. Chantel's voting patterns were a mystery to me, but then that's been cleared up at this point.
Now that Kirsten's gone, we don't know what she's doing anymore.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Maggie
and
had
Allie
some sus, and Allie
were the
have had
2
susses
votes
on Shannon.
for Shannon there, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Allie is a good. I don't know. She's like a divination rod. Like I feel like when she's good, she does a really good job of pointing to like what the right suspicion is. I don't know. I'm not seeing it with Shannon, but if I'm sure, like if Allie's seeing something, then I kind of am seeing something. You know?
Allie will always go with her gut, no matter what the situation is. And I think with the Kirsten nomination, before anything had even flown off, that's kind of how Allie does not, lag when it comes to her gut. Her gut says something, that's the vote. It's done. Now we'll find out what the justification is potentially here because Jordan's ready. I just want quick. What are your predictions? Who's dead?
I think that to that point, I'm gonna say Amon's dead. Actually, I think it's true to his chaotic nature. I think somebody kills Amon here. At least Amon is dead.
I think we could lose Jenny or Allie here.
If Allie is a good roll, she will die here. If Allie's a bad roll, she will not die here. Those are my predictions.
And that's all we need to know.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Jordan, it's your turn to grab the mic.
All right. Everybody can wake up. Remember to keep your cameras on, even if I tell you you're dead. 2 of you are dead. Those 2 people are Amon and Rob. Rob, you were killed by the Killer Miller.
Okay. Can I have a second to think about this?
Sure.
Okay. I am going to say that Killer Miller is Maggie.
Maggie is not the Killer Miller. So Rob and Aman are dead. Goodbye, Rob. Aman, you still have a job to do because you are a postman. So
Oh,
who
my
are you
favorite
dragging out
thing
the
to
stairs?
do, to drag a bitch. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a bitch by the toe. Who will it be? This is hard. I don't know. I do know though. I do know. Ali, let's go to the post office.
Ali is dead.
I'm
Aman is dead.
floored. I don't know you like
You
that, Aman.
have
Don't drag me.
4 minutes.
Okay, so I will say,
Jesus, massacre.
Go ahead, Aisha. I have
This
to
is
explain
rough.
myself too.
I was gonna say Shannon did not react at all to Rob and Aman, which makes me a little suspicious.
Which,
Unless
I
you're
mean,
just
I don't.
That's not why
yeah,
I'm
that was
suspicious
just-
of Shannon. I'm suspicious of Shannon, and I think the
Wait, but
reason
can
that
I-
Allie and I. Oh, go ahead. Respond. Sorry.
I'm
Shannon,
just saying,
cut
in
you
terms
off.
of the reaction thing, like even if I was on one of the bad teams, like I still wouldn't never know both. So I feel like I'm just reacting. Like I would like everyone's gonna be surprised about everything.
Mhm.
About at least something. Sorry, I'm not being expressive enough.
So then,
Oh,
I'll do the Eliza next time.
My thing, the reason that I voted for Shannon, and I think the reason that Allie voted for Shannon is Shannon is amazing and like always has the thought about everything. So when I specifically asked her, because she had been sort of quiet, I specifically asked her, Shannon, like, what's your read? What do you think? And then you sort of gave a non-answer.
Well,
and
I
was
said
like,
Matt, and I do feel pretty good. I felt best about that, but I honestly like I haven't had massive feelings. Like I didn't want to fake it and possibly get it wrong. I do feel good about the Matt vote personally.
Yeah. So there's definitely in the six of us, there's a Mafia, at least one, and there's the Killer Miller and a
Yeah, there's
postman.
two killers
so
for
there's
sure.
still
because-
three bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Because
great.
2 people still died.
Right.
Unless one of the people that died last night was either like the last Mafia or the Killer Miller.
Or
Because they can kill each other.
Right.
So we don't know that there are 3 left,
So-
but we have to presume in
also
order
the
to
Sandra one, would Jordan say that Sandra killed this person? Or no?
I don't think so.
I
don't
could,
think so.
I'm going to pause the time. The only confirmation that you get on kills is when it's the Killer Miller.
Okay.
I
So
knew
if
2 minutes left.
any of you were the Sandra and you
Sure.
killed someone, I feel like right now is the time to come forth with that information. All I know is I am definitely a townsperson. I'm a little bit pissed that Rob asked if I was the Killer Miller because I feel like that's who the killer, like they are gonna either go after me or Jenny because Allie gave them the strategy. Allie said the strategy and then they went after Rob, which unfortunately makes me sus Chantal.
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry. Out of this. I'm so sorry.
Oh, gosh.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, Chantel's been Chantel has been all over the place, and that's either like the best ever cover, or it is just what it's
That's
happening.
the thing
Like,
that's hard
I've
is it's
been
hard to
looking at
read.
the whole
Long
time.
game.
Sorry, I'm really
Yeah.
sorry.
Because it
No, it's not.
worked. It worked for her
anything bad.
last game. Yeah, because it worked
Yeah.
for you last game. I can see you're smart. You're gonna say
Uh-huh.
like,
Go
"Oh,
ahead.
that worked for me. Let me continue that."
1 minute.
Or
Yeah.
it could just be what's really going on. And just don't be
Listen,
giving too much strategy to anything that I'm doing. I'm
Chantal,
really
I stand no matter what, okay?
Absolutely. I also have a question for Scally. How much Mafia have you? Because I know you said that you hadn't played.
Never
Oh,
How much have you
before.
watched?
None. I watched I looked up today, but that was
Yeah,
it.
okay.
And all the
I
things
did
were like
too. It
there
didn't
were
help me at all.
there were no
30
Killer
seconds.
Millers or serial killers or postmen in any of the videos that I was watching
Just like three
today.
basic
Yes.
things. I was like, oh, that's easy. I got this. And now I'm like,
So,
I
yeah,
have no
no.
idea. Wait, so can we take me
15
off the board
seconds.
here? And like, Maggie, what are you actually thinking?
I'm between You and
10
Shannon, I don't know.
Same.
Please don't
I
be
don't
between me.
know.
Is it just my expression? Is that all I've done
No,
wrong?
no, it's the fact. It's the fact that I feel like you would always.
Oh, right.
Have a thought.
I would have a stronger take.
Yeah.
You would.
Okay. It is time to go to the spreadsheet. And under 5th nominations, please choose who you are nominating. Okay. The votes are in, and our nominees are Chantel and Shannon. It's a 3-2-1 vote. The Surrey Field special. Maggie had the 1 vote, so she is not a nominee. Chantel and Shannon, please unmute.
You guys are giving me too much credit here. I am not playing as well as you want me to be playing. I am a townsperson. They did not want to give me another task because I can't handle being a townsperson. I'm sorry that my terrible gameplay is making me come off like I'm a genius, but I'm not a genius here. I'm just a lonely town person that's trying to make it through the game and understand it.
I'm also not a genius. Look, I think if the thing is that I haven't had a strong enough take, like I know that in podcasts I come in and give strong takes. In games like this, unless I'm really sure, I won't commit to it. Like I felt okay about the map thing and I feel good that we did that. For me personally, I didn't have a huge read on it. Now I have been leaning more towards Chantel. So that's what I don't have a definitive read.
If she's leaning towards me, then she's not good.
No, well, Chantal, I mean, you know that you've been a little all over the place. Like, I think it's a little just
sorry.
But like, as in, like, that's all I'm thinking. I'm sorry if I haven't given stronger. I think you'll see that I've been like a pretty dependable, just regular townsperson.
Well, I didn't even vote for you because I was thinking with Maggie calling me out that like I was going to go for Maggie because like she's trying to take out a townsperson and hoping that you are also town and that you'd be thinking that same way.
I mean, like Maggie's issue with me, I understand like how she could come to that conclusion. It's just not pointing to me being guilty in any way. But like I understand how she would think like, oh, like me giving a wishy-washy answer would be a little sus. But I have a cat.
Okay.
Don't please my cat, please.
So, yes.
Please don't vote
you
for
can
us,
vote for
please.
Shannon, Chantel, or abstain. Just for the speeches. It's not really supposed to be back and forth. It's like 30, so I let it go because it was a nice, entertaining conversation.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
I let you both do it, so it's fair. But under 5th vote, you could vote for Chantel, Shannon, or abstain. Okay. I will reveal the votes. We have 4 voters. And we have a 2-2 tie. So I'm just going to go over the tie rules in Mafia because these are fun.
I'll get my fire making kit.
I am going. Yes, it is fire making kit. I sent you all fire making kits. I hope that Shannon and Chantel, you received them. Okay, never mind. The way that it actually works, Shannon and Chantel will stay muted. The 4 voters will have 1 minute and 15 seconds to talk. After the 1 minute and 15 seconds is up, they will vote again. If we have, and they cannot abstain. You have to vote for either Shannon or Chantel. You cannot abstain on a tied vote. If we have another 2-2 tie, Shannon will be safe, Chantel will be safe. We will be going to a wheel between the 4 voters. So if the tie is not broken, the nominees will be safe. The 4 of you will be susceptible to the wheel. I will start the 1 minute and 15 seconds when the first person speaks. I was waiting for a tie tonight.
Okay, we have to get this together because
Yeah.
I can't come to that.
Fucking with wheels tonight.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Jenny, I feel like I haven't heard from you very much. Like, what is your thought? Because you voted with me for Chantal.
Yeah, I know. And it was more so just like I was following this idea of it being like a newer person that and just trying to think of like the probability. The thing is that like I literally almost went and changed my vote for Shannon.
Yeah.
So like I'm
45
willing to
minute. I'm curious why
discuss
Maggie,
this.
you were sus of Shannon and then
Yeah,
ended
you
up on
did, Chantel.
Because Chantel then shot it back at me, so I felt like I just had to
Yeah.
go with it. Like
Yeah.
I was sus of both of them,
I don't
honestly,
feel like
but when Chantel
See,
I was like, all right, I just
we just have to go with our gut. And I feel like
voting.
I feel like at least Maggie and Scally, our guts are saying Shannon. Are you saying?
20.
Is your gut saying Chantel, Jenny?
No, not more so just
15 seconds.
that I was following
I'm
the
probably
same
still gonna
thought
go
Okay.
Shannon here. I
Okay.
think Chantel's acting
Let's
the
do
same
that.
as last
Seconds.
game.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
5 seconds. Okay. So I am going to, don't vote yet. Let me just clear the votes from before. So once I clear, hold on, it's not clearing. What's going on with the spreadsheet right now? Okay. I have cleared the votes. You could only vote for Chantel or Shannon. You cannot abstain. There's going to be 4 votes. If we have a 2-2 tie again, the nominees will be safe, and we will go to a wheel. Maggie, you voted under 6 nominations. Please put your vote under 5th vote. Okay, I will reveal. And are we going to the wheel? No, unfortunately, we are not going to the wheel. 4 votes for Shannon. Shannon is dead. Everybody can go to sleep.
I've never experienced that before. That's so fun.
That happened.
Experienced a tie?
Yeah.
Yeah, in my life. What's a tie?
Last Mafia
What is?
games,
I don't
that happened.
understand.
Nowhere
Do you
to
put it
run
around
my
your
neck. This is why we need the B&B back.
I know, right?
Stupid jokes like this.
Oh gosh.
So did either of you hear the house phone ringing when Jordan was talking? I think Jordan has a home phone still.
Do you think he has like is it a cordless, or do you think he has like attached to
No,
the wall?
it sounded rotary to me. It's like a rotary that's on the wall.
Do you think
It's
he
like,
cradles it in his shoulder while he's playing Mafia?
Yeah, as he
Yeah, I
turns
picture
the dial.
Jordan doing this, being like, "So when do you want to do Twitch Ultimate Trivia today?" And he's like playing with the cord, like just hanging out.
I imagine him laying on his bed, kicking his feet up behind him, just
Yeah.
twirling the
Just having a
Yeah,
bagel.
I
just
feel like
just
that's
chilling
what
with some, just an
so that's
everything
a
bagel.
fun fact. We actually so Asher saw Angela do that like a couple times, and now he does that every time he has a phone. He's like, "Hello."
He does this.
Yeah, he goes,
Oh,
"Hello."
that's so cute.
It's really cute.
The child you
but that's
swore on. Aw.
the child I swore. Well, I'll make a note about that when we come back, because I have things to say about that. The poor child that I swore on. I'm compiling a number of reasons why I'm never going to allow my son to search me on the internet ever again, and this is just another one of like.
Add it to the list. The
Can you-
long list.
There's no world where you can monitor that though, right? It's only a matter of time.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I can like if I am in charge, or if I distribute his devices, right? I can like block my name from appearing.
Turn safe search on and add your name as one of the terms. Oh my gosh. Well, anyway, so Mafia.
Oh yeah,
so Maggie is sort of like being the Chappelle here, which now makes me wonder: is she the Sandra? You know, because I feel like Chappelle. The thing I caught from Chappelle last game was like he was real quiet in the first half, and then second
Which
half
is
was
weird.
Like, boom, bang, boom,
Uncharacteristic
boom,
of
boom,
Chappelle.
boom, boom. I feel like Maggie's doing a very similar thing. I don't know if it's her getting her footing, or if it's her being like, "I'm the Sandra. I have these powers. Now let me speak up about it."
It was interesting because she did ask, "Is anybody the Sandra?" Which, you know, I think now would be a good time to reveal the role. Which, if you are that role, that's kind of an interesting take to see if anybody's going to counterclaim. Right? You could be throwing that out there preemptively, but it's also entirely possible we lost the Sandra rounds and rounds ago.
Didn't Kirsten do that this same game by being like, "Does anyone want to counterclaim the doctor role?" Not the doctor role. What was the role? I'm mixing my games.
When
up.
Mike
the detective role.
The detective role.
Yeah, because that was the one that AJ claimed, right? And it was like, oh, did Kirsten was like, oh, does anyone else want to claim that they're the detective?
I thought it was interesting in this tie that Scally was the one to be like, "Listen, we're voting Shannon out. That's who I want out," and it worked. Shannon goes out here. I do not have, again, Chantel, I do not have reads on at the moment, because even after Maggie said all the things, Chantel voted Maggie.
Herself. I think Chantel is like,
what a ride.
It's just an absolute wild ride, and I love it. I think Scally's got to be bad. I think Scally has to be bad. I think this is classic Scally. It's why he's so freaking good at these things, is because like he's chill. He just sort of lays back in the pocket, lets other people take shots at each other, and then when there's a few amount of people left, he sort of speaks up, right? Becomes the voice of reason.
Yeah, no, Scally, when Scally was like, "Listen, I've never played," I know he hasn't. But I was like, I know you know your stuff. Like Scally's not going into something completely unprepared. That is not the Scally I know.
Mhm.
The Jordan I know, breaking news, has a rotary phone apparently. So let's go see how Jordan's doing, and let's find out how this evening starts to close. All right, as I do this, Jordan, do you have a house phone?
No, I haven't had a house phone in years.
We'll talk later. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Everybody can wake. Oh, you've probably heard the timer that was going off on my cell phone. Everybody can turn their cameras on. All right. So in the middle of the night, Maggie was killed. Maggie were killed by the Killer Miller. So you have a guess as to the identity of the Killer Miller.
Okay. I don't think it was Chantal because it's just so obvious. I don't think she would go after me now. How long do I have, Jordan? Can I have a second to talk through it or no?
Yeah, you could talk through it.
Okay, I know it's
I
not
would say
Jenny.
you could think through it. Don't give too much
Okay.
too much away here.
I know it's not Jenny. Asia.
Asia is not the Killer Miller. Maggie is dead. And congratulations to the Killer Miller team. The two players left on the Killer Miller team were Brian Scally, who was the correct answer on that. He was the Killer Miller. Jenny was the remaining postman. It's a 2-2 tie. There are no saving rolls left. Chantel and Asia were on the town. So Killer Miller team, Brian Scally, Jenny, and Aman take the game. Great job. Everyone can turn their cameras back on. We're going to get Puya in here and we'll go over all the roles.
Asia, it was the mic vote. It was the mic vote.
Yes.
Thing in my head. I'm sorry. I should have known. I play Among Us with Scally every week.
I was shitting my pants. I was like, please don't say Scally. Please don't.
I was just sitting here like,
Scally. I was like, Amon's dragging Scally.
Can I just say one thing to Jordan Kalish right now?
Sure.
The absolute audacity of you to put Scally and Jenny on a team without me. I'm furious with you. I will
I
never
don't want to sign anything. I put the
Jordan, I'm here now. You can distribute. Tell me what the roles were.
All right. I'm gonna mute you guys and I'm gonna give you the roll. So we had our winning team, as you know, Scally, Killer Miller, Jenny, and Aman, both the postman. Jenny stayed in the whole game, didn't even have to drag. Mafia, we had Shannon, who was the remaining Mafia member, Mike Bloom and Kirsten, who were both sussed out by AJ, who did a great job as the detective. Allie was the doctor, and the Sandra Diaz-Twine was another survivor, Rob Sesternino, who actually killed Aman in the previous night before he got taken out because he had checked Aman for Killer Miller team, got positive information, and killed him in the next night. So that's why Aman went out there. Actually, if Rob had guessed correctly for the Killer Miller, if he had guessed Scally, Rob still would have been dead because the Mafia, Shannon, the only remaining Mafia member, also killed Rob.
Jordan, I thought you'd made a mistake until I worked out what had happened. I was like, classic Jordan. I'm so sorry for doubting you.
I
was
don't
like,
make mistakes about it. This isn't math.
Yeah. No, like Rob, you
I
were
got
like,
Jordan.
no, I
B's
okay.
in math, A pluses in Mafia, baby.
Right. Okay.
AJ Norris, you are a lovely young man, a precocious young talent. In this game, you can sit on a weather vane, sir. Thank you very much.
God, Mike!
Okay, let's be very
That's not
clear.
even close to the most egregious thing Mike has said in this
Mike
game.
has sworn on his children.
So, Mike, I want to know why you made the decision to swear on your child even though nobody asked you to.
Well,
That's a
I was
meaningless
first
thing that doesn't
off,
matter.
I was waiting to see if anyone went along with it because Asher's middle name is not David, it is James.
That's what I. Oh, okay.
That's
So
what
you
Shannon
killed
said.
some
Wow.
random
Somewhere
child.
out there, yeah, Asher David Bloom, someone else's child's gonna have a rough upbringing
Not on
now.
my hands.
Now, Kirsten,
literally.
Kirsten, about my soul.
Oh, well, listen.
Wasn't that Chappelle? Different
I
Chappelle.
I was actually just swearing on your texts and not on you as a person.
Are precious.
I still have not been added to that group chat. If you could
Yeah.
figure it out.
Scally,
been
can I
texting
ask
Allie
you,
ever
did you
since.
think Brian was the doctor?
Y'all like tried to kill him first round, so I
I
wasn't
know, and I
sure.
saved him, and I was hoping that the Killer Miller would come out and be like, I'm the doctor, and I'd be like, no, you're not. I saved Brian.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure, so I was like, "There's nothing's coming on me. There's no reason to jump in right now."
Yeah,
I feel so I feel so much better about my hard sus on Shannon, and honestly, Allie doing it too gave me the vote of confidence I needed to really go for it because I was like, Allie's reads are always so good, and I
Right,
felt
absolutely, she is.
Yeah. I do have to say, and then I'll be quiet. I have bad Shannon in all caps, Kirsten in all caps. 1, 2. That's what I wrote. Just whatever. Tell me you hate women without telling me you hate women. Independently, I hate women for sure,
AJ is
but
absolutely incredible. We got real unlucky.
AJ, so run me through AJ. I want to know what made you make those 2 decisions for investigation.
I had a list of 5 people that were shady, and
Ooh,
those
nope,
2 were at
ooh.
the top of the list.
Who else is on the list, AJ?
Ooh, yeah,
It
who's
was-
getting next?
It was Mike, Kirsten, Scally, Amon, Allie.
Your list, your power.
Was this based on the first? Was this based on the first conversation, or was this like personality based?
First conversation.
I was like, if AJ
Interesting,
investigates
AJ.
me, that'll be great for me. I'm good. Leave him in.
Yeah. That's why I was
Yeah,
like,
and
we need AJ to stick
so-
around here.
So when
Me
it
too.
was the second night, I was like, Shannon, we have to kill AJ because if the doctor is big braining us, he'll be dead. And then if the doctor's not big braining us, we know that AJ will die tomorrow. It's the only way to guarantee he dies in the next 2 nights.
And
I
then
would-
when
Jordan.
AJ
You guys made the right decision for sure,
Yeah.
even though it didn't
It
work.
didn't work out because
Oh, no,
AJ
it was-
lied several times. He lied.
Well, because AJ, so we got 2 for 2, my 2 other Mafia members. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to get me next. Like, what's happening? And then I was like, no, wait, he'll be dead. And then as soon as I killed him and I knew the doctor couldn't save him, I was like, bye forever, AJ.
I do want to draw everyone's attention to the MVP. Chantel, if you could just take a bow. Nobody anywhere knows what Chantel is thinking.
love
The
it.
people
I
in the
love
chat are standing. We don't know why. We wanted you to win. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Either
Yep.
way, no
It's
matter
my
what.
gift. I'm sorry. Usually I'm good at things, and this is something I'm not good at. It hasn't clicked yet, the strategy, in order for me to understand it from all angles.
are
So
perfect.
there you
You are a
are.
star.
This is me.
An icon, like
Great.
an
So great.
icon, a legend, like never before done. Like
I was like, I'm never taking out good TV.
Jordan, do you have any extra information for me through some actions that went over during the nighttime stuff, or no?
I mean, as Scally said, he did go for Brian Cohen on those first 2 kills. Allie saved him the first night. That was the only thing that you guys didn't see. The other thing I already said was Rob taking out Amon, both the Mafia and the Killer Miller taking out Rob. But that was
So-
everything. Damn.
Amon, I've watched you. I've had the
kill.
pleasure of watching you play Mafia in the past. I believe the last time you had this role, you played it very differently. What made you play it more quiet this time around?
I just figured I've already done the loud brashness of it all. I was just like, you know what? Let me just chill out. Like the postman role is so, it's like I can just do whatever the hell I want. So I just like, I'm just gonna have fun. So I just voted wherever I wanted to vote. I voted Jenny out at one point.
I know.
I voted Chantel out at one point. I was just like,
so
I don't.
excited.
I was like, I just don't care. Like I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want, and it
It's
worked
good.
for a certain amount of time.
So then
Can
why
I-
did you take out Allie?
Because
Yeah,
I had a
I'm surprised you
feeling
didn't take out
because she was collecting so much information. I was like, she's got to go because
Yeah.
at some point she's
Because
going to think
Scally
Scally's
was
name.
a Killer Miller and he couldn't drag Scally. I was like, I know he's
Yeah.
dragging Scally.
Oh yeah, I was like, if he doesn't drag Allie, I was killing her next round. So
Yeah,
it was
she
like,
had to
Oh,
go.
no,
She's
I
going.
had my
She had to go.
save.
Could have had her save. She
I
would've-
saved
she would've
Chantel,
been-
so I
That
thought I
was-
was good.
That was
Yeah.
so clutch. That like really
Well,
was. Yeah.
So this is a term I want to put into the lexicon, and I call it the Allie paradox. It's the thing where you want to vote Allie out because she's correctly sussing you, but she sussed you correctly so hard that it will then be too obvious when you kill her. That's
Kill her,
why
yeah.
it's not kill her, but you want to kill her, and I feel like I'm always in that position.
Can we
The
call it
Allie
the
dog.
Allie dog?
Paradox.
Allie
I
dog.
just want to say to AJ, see, my version of the Alley paradox is people believe me when I'm lying and people don't believe in this game and people think I'm lying when I'm telling you that didn't happen. But AJ, you were 5 for 5 really, because sometimes it's like you picked up on me at least not being normal town too. So it's like sometimes it's hard to like you suss someone because
impressive.
they're a special role and you like can't get the read if it's bad or good. So that's amazing.
Yeah, you killed it. That was wild.
Yeah, AJ came off of 5 minutes of conversation, made a hit list that was like 100% accurate. That is
I
incredible.
was like, okay, and then I was like, okay, slow down. I need other people killing people too.
Please don't find the last one.
Just like AJ and I need to talk offline because I just want to talk.
Oh no!
No, nothing bad. Love you.
That autoerotic asphyxiation.
Chappelle wants to talk about.
You can meet him at the weather vane.
That's the hashtag.
Yeah, I feel like for Chappelle's sake, he needs to submit his phone when these games start, and he just can't use it until the game's over.
Don't say
Why?
that.
What did I do with my phone during the game?
Chappelle, listen, for the sake of mess, I wouldn't take your phone, but as your friend, I 100% would confiscate your phone and give it to you at the end of the class.
To be fair, most of my friends would confiscate my phone 100% of the time.
See,
So
I would confiscate the phone because I want to know all the secrets.
So in the first round, we had a very interesting 7-7-1, where because it was a tie and not a majority abstention, Grace goes out. Now I'm looking at the people who voted Grace. Obviously, a couple of you were in the bad rolls, so obviously you're going to want to get someone out there. Why not? But what was the reason Grace goes out there as opposed to Jenny? I believe
Because Chantel was the only vote for Jenny.
Chantel, if you let's say Jenny was not an option there, would you have ended up voting abstain, do you think, or would you have voted Grace?
I was debating abstain because I didn't want to vote out Grace.
Ooh, interesting. That would have been very interesting.
But I was
I
like,
do
I
think
can't,
the
I knew
biggest
I'd be
blunder
the
of the
only
game
one.
for the town was voting me out. That's
It went downhill
Won.
after that. Yeah.
But listen,
thought
you
you
made
were
my
sorry,
night better
everybody.
by letting me play, and I'm forever grateful. So
Well, I thought that was for sure sus. Like, just like my intuition wise, I was like, I don't know. I think that she's using that as a getting to her heartstrings there. So I
Of
did want to report you, but then I was like, maybe abstain here.
To Jenny's point, I'm never playing this game again. So I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm the effing Francesca Hoagie of Mafia. I'm gonna eat some rocks over here near the well where I threw my son into. Apparently.
Hey, but at least you got to join the StreamYard. You got to be part of the.
I know. I'm Puya, keep my seat warm on the commentary stream. I think that's. Where
I got you. I got you. We'll have you here for the next one.
I
like
believed
that
your
Mike
argument,
appealed-
Mike. You got me.
Thank you.
What is your
I like that Mike appealed to the Mafia in his
Yeah.
speech. He's like, "Hey, Mafia, look, it's good for me to be here because I've never seen anybody do that before."
yeah,
Mike was my.
I was gonna vote to keep Mike in that moment, but when he said that, I was like, no, if I do that, everybody's gonna believe him and think that I would like believe his pitch.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna vote to keep Mike because he's Mike.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But I can never trust you again.
I just can't believe that AJ got them both. Like, because the first round when Grace just went, we're in the chat like that went well. Then Mike immediately out, we're like, okay, not as well. Then Kirsten, I was like, this is actually going really poorly now.
I'm sitting in the Mafia chat.
Told you.
Queen, I believe in you.
I appreciate the support. And then I
Our time in the
failed.
Mafia was short-lived, but my God, are we good-looking, formidable, personality-filled mafioso?
Like,
as bad as we made it.
honestly, that's like a
We're fun.
terrifying group. You
Yeah.
like AJ just had you.
We were amped up
on.
about it.
I would
Great.
like
AJ's
to
awesome.
say
AJ's fantastic.
the group of Jenny Autumn, Brian Scally, and Amon Adwin also terrifying. So don't try to minimize that.
AJ, I have a quick question for you. AJ, pick a number between like 1 and 40. Just pick a number. Just pick a number. Trust me, it's calm. It's calm.
37.
All right, I'm
All
betting
right,
on that
I
number
mean,
tomorrow.
The
Thank you.
Powerball is coming up.
Yeah, that's the one. I just needed to know what it
You're not
was.
allowed to play with superpowers.
No,
That's actually against the rules.
AJ, my issue here though is if you have on the board, you know you're 5, right? It's Kirsten, it's Shannon. You got
No, he didn't
how
say me.
how do you?
No.
Well, no, it's Mike. How do you skip Scally? Because it was on your list. You go Scally first all the time.
No.
Have you never met
That's
this
right.
man?
Yes.
No, he would have
James.
AJ. If
No.
AJ had checked Scally, he would have gotten no. He's not in the Mafia.
Scally, you should have
Yeah.
told us. You know, if you had this read, you should say it's Scally, y'all. And I would have I would have been hurt, and I probably wouldn't have voted for him, but I at least would have believed you. You know.
My last message to Jordan was, I know for sure Scally's not evil. And I was like, no, he's evil. I'm pretty sure Scally's not Mafia.
Right on the money, man. I love it.
Yeah, I was also really impressed with Asia. For you to not have anything going on, you were so commanding in this round. Like I was like, it's got to be Asia. Why did she take control so quickly? I was terrified to be town, and you were just like.
That's why I was like, I couldn't believe people weren't voting for me because I was like, I'm kind of being vocal, but yeah, I was just town's person.
Well, that's the thing. The interesting patterns I notice hosting these mafias is that the first round is always we're just shooting the shit, we're just hanging out. The second game, that first round is replaying the first game, and then after that, anyone who was maybe a little bit more quiet at the first game or a little bit unsure of how to go changes game. Like they're different the second game, and I think it's a lot of like both figuring out the people you're sitting with and also the game itself. I feel like there was a lot more clarity in the second game as opposed to the first game with the roles and everything as well.
Matt.
I'm still mad that Asia came for me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Yeah, Matt,
bitter.
sorry, I had to jump on that
Really
because I was
bitter.
fighting for my life.
And we
Exactly.
have to talk about that later.
We will. Saturday, we could talk about it.
Yeah, we will.
Hey, let's do it.
I just want to call out Jenny and Scally again. That was
well
that was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was
Yeah.
good.
Like,
Anybody
I would
ever
feel like
accused
we
them?
got unlucky last game that Scally got taken out first because like he is someone who you want to have on your side no matter
Yeah.
what.
100%.
So you're saying next time when we have to deliberate for 5 minutes, we just vote Scally regardless?
No, that's it's the
Yeah.
exact opposite of what he was saying,
You're right,
Chappelle.
you're right.
He might
Heard.
be on your team,
It's
Chappelle.
too risky to keep him in the game. You
That's
gotta vote
fine.
Scally out instantly.
The feeling of
Yeah.
comfort I had when I saw that
Me
Scally
too.
was my killer
Me
Miller,
too.
I was like, oh thank
I was
God.
like, all right, we won.
Yeah, I was like, I'm fucking chilling. Like I'm
Jenny,
chilling.
like the comfort I had when I had Mike and Kirsten, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
The thing is, Shannon,
There was
you
nothing
should
you could
know
do.
that when you feel comfortable, that means everything's about to fall apart. That's
Yeah,
how my
clearly.
life goes.
That's how reality
I was
is.
like, all right,
Um,
they'll lead the way, and then AJ enter AJ basically.
Well, that's the thing about
Yeah.
Scally is that like I knew that he had never played Mafia before tonight, but I just know like how good he is at shit and just like
Mhm.
like I
Scally
was
doesn't
like,
come into things unprepared.
life
There's
is
no
in
world where
your
Scally's just like
hands.
winging it.
like
Fact.
it's fine. I'll drag whoever you
Fact.
want. Like let's just do this.
That was right.
Also, Jordan, we need a word with your machine because now Shannon and I get put in a group together.
I
like,
when that came up, I was absolutely cracking up. After
Yeah.
I also did when I first messaged you. I was like, "Puya's a witch," because he just manifested the fact that you and Shannon are on a team, and then Kirsten.
I just
Kirsten is too.
here's
You
the
clearly
thing.
didn't listen to
I
the
feel
commentary, but it's fair. It makes sense. I have a couple questions for Rob, actually, real quick, because I haven't seen, I co-host the 90 Day Fiance pod with Rob. I haven't seen him in a minute. I love my new co-host because, if I don't say that, I'm in trouble. She's the best. She's the best. You know she's the best. But I do miss Rob. So, Rob, how are you doing is the first question. But let's also compound that with, was this a fun break from everything that's going on for you? And how's the new setup? Those are my 3 questions for you, sir.
Yeah. New setup is a work in progress. I do
Mhm.
not have all my equipment yet. That this was great to get to be here with everybody. And I'm doing okay. But that it was touch and go for a while last week. I didn't think I was going to make it, but we're here.
We here. Yeah, this
What's
is
behind the green
phenomenal.
screen, Rob?
A wall.
Question.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this was a delightful evening. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming through. Thank you for allowing me to watch and pass judgment. You can come back and watch the video. I didn't say anything, mean about
Liar.
any of you. Chappelle,
Liar.
skip the VOD. You're fine. Everyone else, you can watch it easy. It's good. But seriously, thank you, everyone. You don't have to leave the Zoom call, but I'm gonna go over and say goodnight to
But
the
you can't
audience.
stay here.
So I'll see you in a bit, maybe, if you're still in here. But till then, take care. And I appreciate every single one of you and every bit of content you've ever done.
Bye,
For
patron.
me.
Thanks, Booyah.
Bye, Bria.
All right, patrons, you're stuck with me now. But here's the thing. You're stuck with me, but I'm also about to evaporate into, let's say, the darkness. That sounds dark. That's not what we're doing here. Thank you so much for coming through. This was a very fun evening. We watch people get sussed incorrectly. We watch people get sussed correctly. We watch people vote people wrong. We watch people vote people right. We watch people investigate wrong, investigate right. We got everything you could have asked for on this evening. And I thank you for sitting here with me throughout the whole thing. And Liana, of course. Shout out to Liana, who was with me on the booth all the way through. She turned off her computer. She's getting ready for bed. So And then Mike, shout out to Mike for coming through on the booth. Appreciate him. I'm not done yet. Let me tell you some things that are going on these RHAP streets. Why don't I? Okay, while I've got you here, let's talk what's on here in this podcasting network, shall we? All right. So first up, the 18th best season of Survivor was determined. Survivor Palau was your choice. Rob got together with Lita Berlman and Chantal Francis to talk all about that. And that is available on this very YouTube channel and in your podcast feed, in the Survivor feed. So check that out. Both Rob has a podcast feed and Survivor feed. You're chill. You're set. You're ready. And then I will not spoil what the next one is in case you've not checked it out. I will just say a familiar face might be on that panel for next week's Survivor podcast, okay? A very familiar face that you might be looking at right now. But I won't tell you who, and I won't tell you what it is because I'm not trying to spoil you in case you've not listened yet. Then, Rob was not there for the last Twish Ultimate Trivia episode. But Liana came through and covered and hosted alongside Jordan. And we had Jessica Lees, Jason Reed, and Michael J. Clark, who went head-to-head in that Twish Ultimate Trivia competition. Ish? Is it ish now? I feel like I've heard it's ish now. That's a thing. Next plug, my plug, 90 Day Fiance podcast, firing on all cylinders. It's been 2 weeks now that Liana has come over and taken over Rob's spot as the co-host. And might I say, they've been a phenomenal 2 weeks. You can definitely check the content out. It's been very fun talking about 90 Day Fiance. It's not looking like it's going to slow down at all. At all. It's going easy done. It's going easy done. It's been amazing. Come through. Last but not least, of course, if you enjoyed the shenanigans we got up to tonight, if you enjoyed the game of Mafia, then boy, do I have a thing to tell you. I do this once a month with the patrons and with Rob and Jordan. That's right. Rob plays with the patrons, and then Jordan does what he just did tonight, distributes the roles, keeps time, all that stuff. And then I sit down and pass some commentary, sometimes very incorrect, sometimes incorrect. It oscillates. So you can definitely come through and check that out by becoming a patron. Visit robinsonpodcast.com/patron. And the best time to join is at the beginning of the month. And we do things every Friday. So I say once a month. Once a month, the Friday is a Patron Mafia night. One Friday, it's a Facebook Friday where Rob talks to the patrons. One Friday, it could be Family Feud. One Friday, it could be Taskmaster. We do a lot of things over in the patron group. Karaoke. We've done karaoke now. We figured out how to do that. Technology is amazing. It really is. So definitely come through and check that out if you were interested. Again, that's robinsonpodcast.com/patron or patreon.com/RHAP. Boom. You have that in front of you as well. Speaking of patreon.com/RHAP, the social media handles. You got to get your social media handles in case you were looking for us. Obviously, if you're here, you found me on Twitch, twitch.tv/RHAP. You can also go to Rob Has a Podcast for Twitter. That's the full thing. Rob Has a Podcast on Twitter. And then RHAP Grams on IG, aka Instagram. So at RHAP Grams on Instagram. And that's what's going on there. Jordan's telling me to plug Survivor Trivia with Karishma and Elaine, please. You got it, Jordan. Thank you for what you did tonight, man. You can go to Jordan's Twitter to see more information on that as well. And then if you're looking for just me, if you're like, hey, Puya, what you been up to? It's been 10 days. I've streamed every day. I'm celebrating my 1 year anniversary of streaming. That will be going on twitch.tv/Puya. That's right. I'm one name on Twitch. Just Puya. It's me. So you can come through, say hi. I'm there every day for the month of June. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you so much. I hope you had a good evening. Take care. Stay hydrated. And remember, may all of you treat your loved ones like Chappelle treats his DMs, with much care and attention. Bye. Till the next one. See ya.